Welcome to the Atlaran Adventuring Company. This is the world of Atlaran. We've entered the early stages of an industrial age that has begun taming the wilderness across the world. And while progress brings solutions, it also brings new and more complex problems, and tends to pick at old wounds left unhealed. The first trains have begun to run in the north along with airships, but the long-ignored issues of stolen land, pollution, and deforestation have begun to fester, to name only a few. But our focus and our second story is on one small group of new allies and their own struggles and battles against a changing, dangerous world. Our particular window in time falls 500 years after the calamity and the great shattering of Harris. With any luck, this story will resonate across time like the last.
Christmas Fortunemær, a dodgy charlatan formerly of the Jade Street Crows gang, but he doesn't remember that part of his life. With a 5-year memory gap and having only recently rediscovered friends he'd forgotten, Christmas is suddenly on a dangerous path left by his former self. Thankfully, he's a master of charm, theatrics, and disguise, and when those don't work, he has found family that, whether he remembers them or not, will fight to the last beside him.
Magda Wrenly, a professional mercenary and member of the revered Taiylor clan of monster hunters. With a wasting curse weighing on her shoulders that can't be dismissed by normal means, Magda has been left to search for an unconventional cure. Now, she's found herself with a group of allies she didn't ask for, and friends whose love she doesn't understand. Years of dealing with regret, ill health, and distrust have left her slow to ask for help.
Borago, a cheery alchemist from Reese's Ridge and son of a well-known engineer and apothecarist. Noah's upbringing was colorful to say the least, leading to his expertise in potions and mechanical contraptions. He's out in the world to find new ideas and support the family business. But now, he's stumbled into a pile of issues that most rich kids from the suburbs just don't deal with. But in his own words, usually with a gun and a grin leveled at the current problem, "Don't you worry there, guy, everything's gonna be hunky-dory."
Foostrak Wildborn, a wandering warrior from the Nathar clan and student of the runic battle traditions of the Giantkin. Raised by folk who believed in the survival of the fittest, but refused to adapt to the modern world, Foostrak left the clan to seek outside knowledge to hopefully bring home one day. He is set on helping his people survive, even if they are stuck in their old ways and don't realize how badly they need his insight.
Yeah, we are live, yeah.
Sorry. I was trying to think of something funny to say, and all I could think of was titty. And then I tried to search for a date in my spreadsheet, and I started typing titty.
Just type titty.
That's what I'm looking for.
Jesus Christ. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Atlaran Adventuring Company. I'm your Dungeon Master, Taiylor Wallace, and joining me I have Astrid Knight.
Hello, you can find me basically everywhere Hello, you can find me basically everywhere at Astrid K. Writes, or on my website, astridknight.com. I have a book. It's called Perception Check. Look at that. Do you like D&D? Well, good news. I got a book for you. It's available pretty much everywhere now. Also, I got cool bookmarks in the mail today. That was pretty neat. Look, bookmarks. Yay, neat. Yeah, and then also, if you're in the Holland, Michigan area, I'm going to be doing a signing. I don't really feel like the whole internet showing up to that place, but if you really want to know, it's out there, the info, you can find it. The end.
Wow, very professional. Blake Wolfe.
Hi, I'm Blake R. Wolfe, and I've written a butt ton of books, a metric butt ton, which is actually a dozen, in case anybody was wondering. And they're all fantasy and gay and D&D and animals that have codependency issues. I think there's like a fat whale in one as well, so if you're into that, there you go. You can find me on TikTok at Blake R. Wolfe, or you can find me on Instagram at Blake R. Wolfe. You will not find me on Twitter, because Twitter's terrible.
Yes.
Indeed. Zach Gale.
Hi, I'm Zachary Gale. I have a book coming out in October called Some Empty Houses Might Really Be Haunted. It is a collection of short horror fiction, so if you like creepy shit, you should definitely check it out.
Congratulations, that book now actually haunts my nightmares.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
yeah, you're welcome.
Uh-huh.
And you can find me on Twitter at Zachary G. Author. I'm fucking terrible at it, but, you know, I'm trying. And I have a website, ZacharyGAuthor.com, and I have not been able to bring myself to make a TikTok yet because I have anxiety.
You should try it sometime. It's fun. Just shimmy.
Yeah.
Just shimmy. Just shake my fat around.
You
That's
saw
what I do.
me, like, crouching ferally on, like, my bench earlier on TikTok.
All right, guys, this intro is supposed to be short and sweet. And lastly, we have our beloved stream master, Zach Koop.
Cheers. I have a very small digital footprint. That's my Twitter. I don't do anything with it. This is non-alcoholic sangria. These are my friends. And I don't do anything except this stream. Taiylor Wallace, how about you?
Cool, hi, yeah, I'm Taiylor. As I said, I'm a Dungeon Master, and I'm an editor at one point or another. You can find me at Taiy LORWALLACE. Make sure you misspell Taylor or you will never find me. You can also find all of our links on our link tree, which should be on screen or in the description wherever you're watching or listening. And hey, if you like our stream and want to support us, check out our Redbubble link, and stay tuned for updates on our upcoming book based on the beginning of our first campaign, which was just me, Ben, and Ash, following the adventures of Sylphie and Jax and Aether. We're getting close to the end, so I'm hoping we'll have an update soon.
We're 90% there.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Man, that update came really soon.
Otherwise, last
Some
time,
say prematurely.
anyway,
Oh, you know what happens?
It does.
1 out of 5.
Everybody. Yeah.
last time, the notes are really short because half the session was fighting a dragon. So, last time, DS 20 something, maybe? You don't know. You guys had a little bit more downtime in the Feywild, staying in Walter's mansion inside the Break near Hollow-Mordew. And after Christmas's induction into the Court of Reckoning, he got to relive 5 years of memory over the course of like 2 or 3 days. So he had a fucking mental break.
Fantasy Alzheimer's.
Woo!
Yeah.
But you guys got to see him go through different phases of those 5 years. But by the time he got back to, well, not his normal self, kind of a combination of his old self and his new self, it was the day before the Feast of the Wilds and Morrigan's reascension. Also, Noah had been working on some projects. Gwyn has been training with everyone, and the rest, I assume, have just been enjoying some time of not being afraid for your lives and not having to move around. Noah was returning from town when he noticed a winter storm gathering over the Break, not rolling in, but forming over the Break. Once he got you guys up to the surface, you guys noticed some Fomorians had done something to the bridge over the chasm. And so Noah, in all of his black powder glory, set up a massive bomb invisibly between what I like to refer to as a chip special, a thunder pony, and a keg of black powder. You blew the Fomorians literally away. And a dragon that you guys spotted in the clouds came down, and you guys spent 2 hours of the session just fighting that and watching it slowly disintegrate in front of you as it just fell to black ichor and poison. Noah almost died. Gwyn got pretty close, but Noah got the final hit. I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. But it is now, I believe, day 9 in the Feywild. You have no idea what day it is in Atlaran. You guys did receive some letters over your downtime, not all of them yet. It is midday outside the break. You guys have just finished your battle with the dragon, unless you want to skip forward a little bit. But you guys are sort of gathering yourselves after this incursion. What would you like to do?
I have 12 hit points.
I lay down on my back in the snow.
It's mud now, but okay.
And I start making snow angels.
Mud angels, indeed. It's melting very rapidly.
Magda!
What?
What the fuck was that?
That was a dragon.
No.
Christmas.
No. That was not just a dragon. I'm gonna cast Enhance Ability on Magda. I guess I'll go over to Magda. Cast Enhance Ability. Fox's Cunning. I always get Eagle's Splendor and Fox's Cunning mixed up. I don't know why I think eagles are smart and foxes are charismatic. So advantage on intelligence checks for the next hours.
Okay.
Miss Taiylor clan, you got any sort of insight on what the fuck this was?
I guess I will try and roll a...
You can choose between a history check to see if you've ever learned anything about this kind of creature, a nature check to see if you just, have experienced something like this before. Yeah. Or an arcana check if you're feeling thrusty.
Is it... Well, they all... Would it be regarding Fae, Fiend, or Undead?
Maybe.
I'm going to do an arcana check.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, my arcana is the highest.
Okay, yeah, sure.
You have advantage on it anyway because it's intelligence.
I do.
Yeah.
And take guidance.
Oh, yeah.
Got it.
Oh, holy shit. Okay. Okay. So that's +4 to guidance?
D4.
Oh, a D4. Okay. Alright, so that is going to be 23.
Okay. So you've never come across anything like this yourself, but the Taiylor clan, being very well-known, monster hunters, basically a clan of witchers, for lack of a better term, you have gotten sort of secondhand stories, at least while you were training with them. And your mentor, Margot, she told you about once seeing a whole, region full of these, what she referred to as corrupted creatures. And basically, they were technically not undead, but somewhere between life and death. And basically, they would fall apart into this black ichor stuff. And from your research on it, because I imagine at one point that might have intrigued you, you learned that essentially it was a form of a curse that would break them down over time because it was so, caustic magic. But generally, that sort of thing is regarded as the realm of demons. It is a distinctly demonic ability to corrupt something. So you, assumedly, just fought a corrupted dragon. The bigger the creature, though... Oh, sorry. The bigger the creature, though, the harder they are to corrupt.
Cool. I will relay all of that.
Do I know anything about that stuff?
You are pretty well educated. Make a history check. Or an arcana.
Guidance. 18, so probably not much more than Magda.
Building off of what Magda has told you, you don't necessarily know anything about it yourself, but it does jog a memory that for a long time, you guys thought that you were dealing with demons, something that could possess people, something that could strike deals with people. Sav has, even though he is not himself a demon, he has inherently demonic abilities borrowed from the Abyss.
So that was sent by Sav.
Possibly, yeah. Or
Certainly wasn't Faye.
Yeah.
Great.
Well.
What? So we just recently checked on Effie, right? And all of her limbs were black.
Effie?
It doesn't. Effie. But it doesn't really matter because he could be spying on anyone, and saw that we were here. Anyway.
Or he could have a
we...
mole in the Court of Reckoning.
Yeah.
Great.
Should we maybe warn them that someone knows where their hideout is?
I mean, probably.
I'm gonna check the sky, because that giant definitely said flyers, not flyer. And I just want to double check to see if there is anything else in the sky.
Wait, who said flyers?
One of the
Fomorian.
One of the Fomorians.
Oh, yeah. Just wasn't sure what you were referencing. Yeah, make a perception check.
13 plus 5 is 18.
Taking a glance around, you don't see anything noteworthy. In fact, the clouds are going away, so they can't really hide anything anymore. It's becoming a beautiful, clear day.
Well, here's my 2 cents. We need to get Lorcan back ASAP. Because if we're going to make this plan to separate them, we don't have a lot of time left. He knows where we are. It's only a matter of time until he finds out what we're up to. So.
We also need to figure out how to get back down into the break.
Could all just do the Noah method.
Yeah. Did I break?
I mean,
is there no elevator now?
I mean, the bridge and the little columns are gone.
Oh. But it was like magical, right? So it shouldn't be able to be destroyed. I can just go up and tap it or whatever.
You can try. You can try to tap what's left of the little column.
Okay. I'll try that.
Okay. Make me an Arcana check to see if you can figure out how to work it without the actual entry panel.
Okay. Guidance again. 11.
11. Being that each of you have been given your own bind rune to make this thing work, you go up and just kind of haphazardly draw yours, and nothing happens.
I'm going to use sending to Ross.
Okay.
Pretty sure everything is dealt with up here, but the break needs a new front door, and we need to know where the back door is.
The first thing you hear is, shit. Alright. Start walking toward the gates of Amadithalion. I'll meet you on the road.
Alright, gang, we're going that way.
Cool, we're hoofing it.
Aren't you always hoofing it?
Anyway. Yeah, you guys start heading up the road to Amadithalion, and probably about halfway there, you see you're in sort of dense forest and brush in this area, and you've passed by a few people that are like coming out to see what the fuck just happened, because some people definitely saw that there was something going on in the woods. But about halfway through, I need... Which of you is the smallest?
Sala?
Sala is the
Sala.
smallest. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're walking along, Christmas, you and Sala are side by side, and she's got like her rifle slung over her back. And all at once, you see this just flash of movement, and Sala immediately grab an arm that comes out of the brush and just fucking flip him. And you see Ross hit the ground, and he kind of just lands. He's like, okay, bad idea. Okay. And he slowly picks himself up, and Sala looks at him like, you're an asshole.
What were you even trying to do, man?
I don't know, have fun. It's fucking... What the fuck happened to all of you?
Dragon.
Dragon.
Big one.
Yeah. And you see his clothes are a little bit torn up as well. And he sort of dusts himself off. He says, yeah, we had a few people at the back door, so I'm going to move the back door, and we're going to make a new front door at some point, I guess. But for now, try to come and go as little as possible. Ma's fine, so, I mean, I guess success on that part, but what, was just a dragon standing outside, or what happened?
No, there were 3 Fomorians too.
Yeah, and Dragon was pretty fucked up.
What do you mean?
It was
Like black goo.
Yeah.
midway undead. Corrupted.
That's not good. Follow me. And he leads you guys into the brush, where you see there's this particularly like dense area that's sort of hard to pick your way through. But as Ross steps up to this collection of underbrush and thorns, you see the plants actually sort of unknit themselves from each other and pull apart. And there is a sort of slab of stone that sits in the ground, and that starts to pull back into the earth and reveals a dark staircase going downward. But he leads you down in, and you pass through a very simple wooden door that, to the untrained eye, would seem mundane. But you guys have enough experience with magic that you can see very faint runes carved into it. What?
Technically, I can see everything that's magic now.
You can!
All the time.
Yep. So this door glows like a motherfucker to you.
Yep.
In fact, this entire passageway really does.
And honestly, this passageway can be as dark as it fucking wants to be. That doesn't bother me either.
I know, Mr. Warlock! But you guys head through this door, and you step into Hollow Mordu. Stepping in, this time you guys see Morrigan's garden again, but a different section of it. Sort of not overgrown, but it looks like it's been allowed to grow kind of like wild, but in a shape. You guys step onto a cobblestone path that weaves through these beds of different flowers from wildly different climates that seem to grow just fine here. And you find the stone plinth with the table where Morrigan meets with some of her council. But only Morrigan is there currently, just sitting patiently at the table. And as she looks up and sees all of you in your very, very ruffled states, she stands up. She's like, is everyone okay?
I'm okay.
Relatively speaking, yes.
Mr. Borago, you look particularly torn up.
Yeah, sure I do.
And she comes over to you, and Morrigan is not a super tall woman, but I believe she is taller than you. She comes up and she sets her hands on your shoulders. And
turns you to ash.
yes.
It wouldn't take
you're
much.
me.
With all the anxiety included.
Gosh.
You will get back 20 hit points.
Whoa.
And she sets her hands on your shoulders and then she reaches up and brushes dirt and grime away from your face. A very simple version of prestidigitation where it just disappears. It's not like the mom thumb. It's just a brush. But speaking of mom thumb, she gives you a smile. She says, I think you'd like to know that your parents just arrived shortly, or a short time ago. They surprised Robin.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. And she motions toward the opposite door that leads back into the break. She says, whenever you'd like to see them, they're getting settled in a guest room. Other guests are starting to arrive as well. Some are staying in a Modathelian. But I'm concerned with this security issue. I may have to seal the break and let people in individually.
Well, if it helps, there's one less door to worry about.
Yeah. I might have accidentally just turned it to dust.
Was it an accident though?
No.
I mean,
it was pretty targeted.
It was unforeseen casualty.
I think that might be a blessing in disguise at this point. But you all look like you need a proper rest. And Robin and some of the others of my council will take over looking after the outside so that you can all rest properly.
Do you know why? You'll have to excuse me for being so blunt, but how the hell did they know anyone was here? This was clearly a targeted attack. They knew what they were looking for.
Well, Mr. Fortunemær, it's been thousands of years that they've had to look for me, and it seems they've finally found me. How? I don't know. I can only guess that either someone was made to talk or they watched someone come here. But either way, we just need to hold up the front until tomorrow. Because
Who's
starting
they?
to... They?
Yeah.
As in the people attacking?
Yeah.
Taiylor, most certainly.
Okay. Well, I guess it would make sense that he would ally himself with Sav. That was our first impression, but...
Taiylor is the one who killed me, and he's been out for forever to try to get rid of me for good, because I am what stands between him and taking the Feywild back for him and his own.
This question may seem a little bit out of the blue, but I hadn't thought to ask this of you yet. Do you know what happened to Nathan Kepler?
Tristan Kepler's little brother?
Yep.
Last I was aware, according to Robin, he had died somehow.
He was crucified. That wouldn't happen to be something up the Fomorian's alley or even the Sealy courts, would it?
The Sealy, no, I don't think so. It's a bit too... Titania would say it's a bit too crass. But the Fomorians, perhaps. Though I don't necessarily know what they would have to do with Nathan Kepler.
At some point before your ascension, you and I should have a conversation about a great many things that we have discovered over the past few days.
I have time at the moment if you all would like to speak, but things are getting very close at the moment. There's nothing I can do to slow things down or keep people safer until I've reascended, but there's a lot happening right now and a lot on the line. So if there's anything you can tell me to help keep my guests safer or be prepared for what's coming, I would much appreciate it.
It's just her, Robin, and us, right?
Yes, there's
right
nobody
now?
else in here.
Cool. Unless at some point someone stops me, I am going to tell her everything that we have learned from all of the legend lores that we've done over the downtime about Sav, his kids, what I learned about Hearsome, how the Sealy Court has been infiltrated essentially by the Fomorians. I tell her everything we learned about Nathan, how he worked with Tristan but was a double agent for potentially Molinarch.
Do you tell her about Lorcan being Sav's grand
Yes.
kid?
All of it. Lorcan, our plan to try to find Nalin, everything.
Okay. There are bits and pieces that she does know, but you provide some connecting thread, especially with Nathan being a double agent, especially with Hearsome potentially being the cause of the Sealy Court being infiltrated, being that he has been accused and used Lorcan as his scapegoat for basically working with the Fomorians. However, when you bring up Reziel and Ozdala, she knows the names, likely because she came across them during the dissolution. But when you sort of piece it all together for her, that Ozdala is this Serena Octon in the Cult of the Eternal, and that Reziel is Lorcan's father, she gets quiet for a long moment as she thinks over all of it. And after a long silence, she looks between all of you and says, I think that perhaps tomorrow there is someone you're all going to want to talk to, considering your motivations and goals at the moment. One of my guests is going to be Miss Petrata, Lorcan's mother, and she is bringing her grandson Burke with her.
Oh, wait.
Hmm?
That's Nolan's kid, then?
Yes, Hearsome and Nolan's son. Nolan, I don't know if she will come. I invited her, but I received no response, and Petrata doesn't seem to know if she'll come either. But I don't know if Petrata ever knew that Reziel was the one that she had a relationship with. But I think she ought to. And with Lorcan being a part of all this mess, I am worried for that family's safety, which is part of why I invited them all here, so that I could look after them in the event that something does happen once I reascend. I will have a number of rather important guests, not so many related to this issue, but hopefully a lot of people that could be useful, as they are mostly friends of mine. And I have managed to, of course, invite the Boragos, who I believe are helping one of your other causes that you're wrapped up in. And I did, and she looks at Christmas, says, I did send Robin to invite some of the former crows as well. I don't know if any of them will come, but the invitation is open to them.
Cool.
But she's been standing this whole time, and she takes a seat back at the table and sort of folds her hands on the stone surface. And Ross has been there the whole time, just kind of listening in silence, occasionally taking out a pocketbook to write something down. But as he puts the book back into his pocket, he says, so all that said, did Christmas tell Ross about the letter from Tommy? Or didn't you get it?
I don't have that yet.
You don't have it yet? Okay.
Nope.
This would be a perfect time for you to get it.
Right now, this very moment?
Yes. Great moment for it. Let's just pile it on.
Okay. Letter shows up. I'll just start reading it.
Yeah, like Ross is in the middle of talking when this golden scroll just pops up in front of Christmas.
Oh, while he's reading that, I guess I should mention that, like, Kit wrote me, and he basically says he's sorry, and he was being stupid, and people are working on the Almatum and stuff. It's going well.
Good, I guess. I don't know, the Almatum thing's not really on my radar right now.
It will be if it shows up here.
Yeah. That's definitely a concern.
Noah, is that like a Vodra skull that you got? Are you able to send something back to him?
Yeah.
Okay. If you do, just tell him that Christmas says sorry too.
Okay.
That's it. Just like a little PS at the end. For being a dick.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep
I'm never
reading
gonna
this.
tell him that. Never.
Okay. I will sort of absent-mindedly like fold the letter back up and like start putting it away, but then pull it out again and then hand it to Sala.
Okay.
While I'm handing it to Sala, I'll just look back at Morrigan. Do you know where Flameheart is?
Last I knew, he was in the break. I believe with Mr. Dye.
Okay. I am... This is going to be the day where I use all of my spell slots. I am going to use a 3rd level to send to Flameheart. Where are you right now? I need to talk to you urgently.
Yeah.
Enter.
After a moment, he answers back and says, I'm in the mansion still. In the library. Where are you? I can come find you.
Nope. I'll send one more time to be like, I am on my way.
Okay.
While Christmas has been explaining this, does this count as like a short rest?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool.
It would probably take an hour to go through all of that, at least.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Short rests, everybody.
Do some hit points.
And then
do all my hit dice, and I rolled terribly.
I'll just look at everyone else and just be like, you've got this, right? You guys are good. You don't need me for anything. Cool. Okay. I point at the letter in Sala's hand that I'm sure Sala is reading right now.
Yep.
They can know about this. But I have to do something first. I'll be right back.
Okay. So, let me all read you the letter that Christmas got from Tane. Sala will read it out for all of you. It's got Christmas's bind rune at the top. It says, I know you don't owe us anything, and I fucked you and SN over in a fit of rage, but shit's bad here, brother. We still don't know exactly what happened, but TK's been laid low. We were pretty sure it was an Atlaran bastard he's been working with. Must have turned on the boss. We found him collapsed, still smoldering from whatever the fuck happened. The boss said you lost your memory, but I have to believe you remember how close you were with him, or at least remember how much that idiot loves you. I know we fucked up bad, me especially. There's not a day that goes by that I don't regret what I did to you in SN. I was so torn up over Toa that I needed to blame someone, and I broke everything. But if you still have any love left for this trash fire of a gang, I think we need your brand of help. Fuck, we need everyone we lost. Maybe TK would have gotten better if things hadn't fallen apart. Maybe you and GH could have made him remember who he really was. If we still had the others, maybe we could have kept the Fomorians at bay and kept the boss from making deals with whoever the hell that Atlaran was. Shut up, Titan! Shut up! I've got a pretty strong theory that this Atlaran is the reason everything's going wrong, and IZ is starting to think he's been behind a lot of other shit. I'm not going to pretend we're better off now without you guys. We've done something none of us ever wanted. Yeah, we're all thieves and killers, but we were a fucking family once. Now we're, what? A bunch of selfish cut purses with no loyalties, save the handful of us still sticking with the boss in memory of the old days. Even then, some of us are ready to cut and run because he's gotten so bad. We never wanted to follow a quarry butcher, but we stayed because we loved the man he used to be. And now that this Atlaran fucked him up, it's weird. It's like the old TK is kind of coming back. Even though he's messed up physically, it's like his mind's cleared up. He's been calling us by our old nicknames, been kind of gentle, loving even. Like he knows what he's done and he's trying to repair things before it all falls apart completely. I asked him what happened to him, like why he got so bad. He told me he thought he didn't have a choice, but that he realized after N died that you were right, that he does have a choice, that he decided to make a better choice now. But he passed out before he could explain what he meant. I hope you understand because I sure as hell didn't. I'm ready to beg you guys to come back and see the boss. I know you and SN are the last people I have any right to ask, and TK is probably the last person you two want to help. But most of the gang we built after you all left is already gone, and everything's ground to a halt. Now it's really just the old guard and TK. We need some kind of direction or something. We need to get TK on his feet and figure this out before someone hits him when he's down. I know you and GH and the others must hate him, but he's family, If you just talk to him, get him set on the right path or something, I'd be grateful. And I think he wants to see you guys anyhow. He's got some clarity all of a sudden. And maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I think he needs to set some things straight with you and SM. I hope you'll do us this kindness, brother. We don't deserve it. I'm sorry for everything. With Tane's rune on the bottom. Yeah, Sala reads that letter out to you guys. And folds it up. Kind of got a 1,000-yard stare going. And she looks over all of you.
So don't know if it's a trap or it kind of sounds like somebody's on their deathbed. I don't know. It sounds like both.
It sounds like bullshit.
Are we gonna go save the crows?
I honestly think that, no offense to all crows here, but that's kind of our last priority.
You know what we could do? And here, I'm just spitballing here. We could go in do a forceful takeover of the crows and then march on Sov with the crows.
I would like to get Lorcan back first.
Yeah.
Because we're here, we're queer, we do
Technically, we're homophobic because we didn't save Morrigan last month.
There is a location enclosed with the letter that says basically Tristan is in Atlaran in Constantinople. Just FYI.
I'm just saying, we have the ability to do that now.
Yeah. No, let's save him and then get out of here.
Yeah. That's what I think.
Save him, get out of here, take over Tristan's gang, and then take over the world.
No, we're gonna try and save it from getting taken over, but...
Yeah, that's why we take it over, so we can save it. We'll be just like the Obsidian Collective.
They didn't take over the world.
No,
Haven't they, though?
But did they, though?
Not.
They kind of did.
The world keeps doing things without them. I don't think they took it over.
They're like the super
did
powerful
the United
world police.
Nations take over Earth? Like, I don't think...
Yes.
No, they don't get
they
shit
should.
done. They don't get anything done.
Yeah.
Like, clclearly, yeah.
Exactly.
But Sala looks over at Gwen, who's been silent this entire time. And she says, "What do you think?" And Gwen looks down at the floor, and her brows are furrowed, and she says, "I wouldn't put it past them to try to trap us. Tristan has already taken Sov's side. Even if he pretended to help us, or wanted to help us at some point. And of all people, Tane to forgive anyone in the form of crows? I would love for that letter to be true. I really would. But I doubt it. If it's a trap, it's a shit one."
That would make it a good trap, though. If it's so unexpected that you don't expect it, then you could do it anyway. You know what I mean?
Well, then by that same logic, it's so out there that it could be true.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm not sure which idea I hate more.
Fair.
I will say, if for some reason Sov had some sort of sway over Tristan that doesn't make up for the horrible things that he did.
And Salah speaks up. She says, "No, it doesn't, but if there's a chance that I know it's stupid, but I want to hope that
You asked for this.
Titan, why are you raging against the machine, bud?
Rage
The
against the
world is
dying
in
of the light.
ashes. In flames.
Now he's a happy kitty.
He got uppies.
Yep.
Flop.
Yeah, Salah says, I want to hope that it's at least partially true.
I think that we need to cross that bridge when we get to it.
I'm not
We
asking for us to go there right now, but like
No, but it doesn't do us any good worrying about that right now when we have other things to worry about.
no, Lorcan is first priority.
I don't know about y'all. I could use a nap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everything that happened up there kind of sucked.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go take money from my parents. See you guys later.
I'm going to go rob my parents.
Yeah.
Go ask for money, but...
Unless anybody else has a thing that they need to do here now, you just sort of disperse and find your places to rest. We will do Christmas and Flameheart first, since he left first.
While I'm walking towards where I know Walter has parked the mansion, Magda would feel enhanced ability drop because I'm going to cast it on myself for wisdom, whichever one that is.
Magda's like,
Owl
why
is
do I feel
wisdom.
stupider all of a sudden?
Because you just feel normal.
Damn.
It's not
Wow.
wrong. Anyway, Owl's wisdom.
I have good intelligence, thank you.
You do have good intelligence. That's why I gave you advantage, so that you could use your good intelligence. Because you need to roll extra dice whenever you roll dice in order to do well.
Not like I'm an
Yeah,
intelligence-based caster or anything.
No, you are too, but I don't cast spells on you anymore.
Anyway,
That's true. That's fair. No, that's completely fair.
I cast polymorph. Noah flips him off.
I'm just, as I'm walking to where it is, I'm just rereading the letter in my brain. I want to insight check the letter.
go for it.
Boy.
Ooh. 11 and 14, which means it's a 19.
11 and 14 is 25.
No. Sorry, 14. Those are the two dice rolls
Oh,
that I had,
okay.
so I'm adding plus 5. So 19 is the
A
total.
19.
Yeah.
I give you guidance, but you're a bitch.
Well, you have the additional boon of having your old memories back, and the first thing that you remember is Tane sucks at lying. He was never a talker. He was always the silent scout. So,
One of the Sailor Scouts.
Sailor, not here.
Sailor Silence.
Yeah, but yeah, Tane is very bad at lying, and he's generally kind of more on the masculine or the like hyper masculine side, where he doesn't talk about feelings and that kind of thing. He was always the tough guy, but there were a few moments that you can remember where he like opened up and
Wait, isn't Tane the like master of disguise dude though?
yeah,
Okay.
he's good at hiding, not talking.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a
Weird juxtaposition. I like it.
You're the
Right.
talker.
It's just
He's
all disguises and no voices whatsoever.
he's a spy. He's not a talker. He's like I said, he's more like Sala. But you remember a few times of him like opening up about feelings and that kind of thing, but it's very rare. So looking at this or thinking over this letter, you know he wrote it because you know his handwriting, and he's very good at writing in his own voice because he doesn't know any other way to write. So as far as you can tell, it's genuine.
Gotcha. So it's either genuine or it's a really good trap. Got it.
Yeah.
Yep. That was one of my first instincts after Taiylor sent me the letter. I was like, well, this definitely stinks like a trap. Anyway, yeah, I'll go.
Just don't trust me.
Yeah, I'll go find Flameheart. I'll open the door to the library once I'm in the house. Is he there?
Okay. Yeah, you will see Flameheart and Walter in the library.
House, shut that fucking cat up.
But yeah, you see them sitting in this sort of this ring of sofas and chairs in the library. It seems like they've been just talking. But as you step in, Walter looks up and says, Good day, Mr. Fortunemær.
Hello. I'm gonna sit down, so
Should I leave?
prestidigitate all of the mud off of my back from when I did my mud angel.
Oh.
Walter, I don't care if you leave or go. You're not really who I want to talk to. Technically, Flameheart, you're not really who I want to talk to either, because best case scenario, I would want to be talking to Marin Veneer right now. But you'll have to do.
Will leave. And Walter stands up and walks out. Whereas Flameheart sort of leans forward with his arms resting on his knees and says, "Okay, I'm not sure I understand."
Go sit down. Just double check to make sure I'm not leaving mud all over the place.
It's a magic mansion. Nobody cares.
That's true. How hard was it for Marin to leave Alistair alive? And I don't get me misconstrued. I'm not saying how hard was it in that moment not to pull the trigger. I mean, how hard was it to live her life every day with him still around?
Hey, Marin.
Hi.
You wanna tell us a little bit?
Okay.
This wasn't planned. It was.
Yeah, and I totally should have thought about this more.
Classic Astrid.
Yeah, I've had a lot of shit going on, okay? I think for her, she never forgave Alistair, ever. They never had, like, much of a relationship moving forward after that. But she found comfort in the fact that her life moving forward was not related to what he put her through at all. So it was very much like she knew that he was trying to make change, but she was not willing to let herself be part of his redemption or anything because she didn't owe that to him. That was his responsibility and not hers, basically.
Yeah, Flameheart explains this sort of in his own words, and he adds on as well that Sylphie was pretty similar. She didn't really want to be part of that redemption for him, but things kind of started to change for the Veneers later on when Artesia and Ephraim actually had a little bit of a friendship with him. But everything was mostly business between the sisters and Alistair.
Did either of them have any good memories of him?
Yeah, actually. I remember one of the reasons I think that one of the reasons that Sylphie was kind of hesitant to just off him was there was a time when he actually tried to be a father. And according to what I've learned from him over, centuries, he gave up trying to be the good guy because he was scared. And then there was Wedna and other influences. He didn't try to excuse it, but fear mostly ruined things.
How did you feel about him?
I hated it. The moment I was born into this form, I wanted nothing more than to incinerate him and make sure that every piece of him, including his soul, was absolutely decimated because he hurt Marin. Because he hurt Sylphie, most of all. I am a combination of Nomira, Ulgar Heidlin, Marin, and whatever bearer I have at the moment, but first and foremost, the source of my soul is a piece of Marin. And so what she cared most about, I care most about. Everything was about what he did to Sylphie in particular. Marin always came second. But when she decided to offer him mercy, I honestly didn't agree. But over time, I have learned to not only agree, but I can confidently say he and I are friends.
I was going to say, I thought it was interesting that you used the past tense, that you hated him.
He's family to me now, and family to the Veneers.
Thank you for being open with me. I appreciate it.
Well, I figure, as the person carrying the Ace of Spades, you've probably had your own run-ins with Marin, haven't you?
A couple. Some good, some not so good. Kind of depended on where my headspace was regarding a certain somebody at the time.
Well, trust me when I say it doesn't stop.
Well, if I ever start switching up my voice and sounding like Walter, you let me know, because it's a bit of Silas in those memories as well.
God, I miss him. Anyway, before I get sad, is there anything else you need to know, or anything I can help with?
No, I'm just, I don't know if I necessarily made up my mind about it, but I definitely had given it some thinking over the past few weeks about Tristan, and, well, getting all these memories back. It certainly complicates things, because all the good and all of the bad came back at the exact same time, and combining it with all of the not so good and the even worse from the last few months. Well, to say I'm emotionally confused regarding that man would be an understatement, but as of this moment, I have an opportunity to do what Marin did. And I guess I just wanted to know what I was in for if I go down that route.
Well, from what I understand from what you've told me, you have a different relationship with Tristan than Marin did with Alistair. Marin never really got the chance to love Alistair. What little chance she did have was over very quickly. Whereas you have somebody who used to be family.
Yeah, but I don't know. To me, I don't know that I see that much of a difference. It's family. It's someone who absolutely deserves any amount of punishment for what they've done, and I just see myself hurtling towards that moment where it's just me and him and my fingers on that trigger, and I don't know. Revenge is just this cycle. It just keeps going and going and going. I know you said that Marin never forgave him, but revenge, it definitely doesn't end by getting it. I don't know that it ends by forgetting it either. And forgiveness is hard. So,
Well,
what other option is there aside from those three things?
I have learned that revenge is sometimes it's necessary. That's true. Or at least justice. But it's never going to make the people affected feel better. It's never going to fix what's already been done. But being able to build instead of continue to destroy usually works out better for everyone involved.
Thank you again. I think I have a concussion, so I'm going to go lay down.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Noah, as you open the doors to leave Hollamore Dew, you almost trip over your parents. As Christine grabs you and stops you before you can. And the rest of you who are still in Hollamore Dew coming out, you will see them as well as Christine grabs Noah and forces him down to his knees so she can hug him. And Chips wraps his big wings around both of you. And Christine's just like, "Hi, bud, it's been such a long time."
Oh, it feels like it's only been a couple of days, but hi.
Well, I can assure you it's been a month or two.
Oh. What day is it?
Let me check my notes.
What year is it?
It was DS 22nd, and then... Forgot to roll the days, I think, but...
Oh, sorry.
It is Dothriel.
Oh my god.
It is Dothriel 11th, so it is Ellensdane.
Oh my god. We've been gone for almost a month and a half.
Yep. Ellensdane, by the way, is also known as the Day of Lovers.
Oh boy, it's Valentine's Day.
No, well, yeah. No, yeah. But Christine is just still holding on to you, and she's like, "I brought so many treats. I was talking to Mr. Greer there, and shut your fucking mouth. I was talking to Mr. Greer, asking, how many people are gonna be there, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know, 100 or something." So I just made a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
And
we'll
yeah.
make sure Morrigan doesn't eat too many of them, because she does need to ascend, not descend. So,
I don't think that's going to be an issue for her.
You never know. I've seen how some people pack on the pounds after eating at your house for a month.
And she like pats your belly. She's like, "Oh, I know." And she looks over your shoulder. She's like, "Magda!" And she like charges around and comes up and pulls you down into a hug.
Oh, hi. Hello.
Hi, honey. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks.
You okay? Y'all look really, real. Yeah, it might be impolite, but y'all look real bad right now.
Yeah, we killed the dragon. Well, Noah killed the dragon.
Nick killed a dragon?
Yeah.
You killed a dragon?
I sure did.
What?
Yeah, it was pretty-
What? I don't know whether to be proud or mad.
To be fair, he almost killed me, so...
I can tell. I mean, look at you. You're all covered in mud and, like, ice and black stuff. And what? Go take a bath.
No?
Yes! Go. Noah Nicholas Nesbitt Borago, you take a bath right now.
I will get there in a minute. I have other things to do.
And Chips
Not at home anymore.
And Chips is just like, leave him alone, Ma. It's fine. But Christine also comes over to Foostrak and she like pulls you down, and you're still way taller.
She doesn't even have to pull me down. As soon as I see her coming, I just kneel.
Yeah, she wraps her arms around you. She's like, "Hi, buddy. How you doing?"
I am tired, and
Oh,
I really hate how long we've been here. I was supposed to meet my wife 2 weeks ago in Atlaran time, and time is weird.
Oh yeah, your friend Mr. Greer kind of told me a little bit about that. And we stopped through Constantis on our way here. But,
yeah?
Yeah. We might have met her and your ma. They're kind of cool.
Yeah,
By the way, I can't tell you, but congratulations. Can't tell you. Sorry, it's a secret.
Wait, congratulations about
Oh,
what?
no.
She'll tell you. Don't worry.
Oh no, she's Briganna that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
man.
Oh no.
I don't know if I've wanted to get home more. Yeah, now I really want to get home. Because I don't know what that's about, and it's much more concerning.
Don't worry, it's fine. Everything's good. Everything's
Can I make it? Can I make an insight check? On
You
that?
Same. I know my mom. Can I have?
Yeah,
advantage on the insight
sure.
check?
Yeah.
I know my mom.
I'm gonna guidance myself as well.
I got 24.
3, 23.
24 and 23. She could beat you. Let me double check.
She could beat you? Jesus.
I mean, she could also do that.
She's horrifying. She's the strongest character in the game, you guys.
Yeah, probably.
Level 20 barbarian.
Just uppercut Sav, and he immediately is just destroyed.
Neither of you can tell.
Oh,
You're not really
Oh
sure.
my
It's something
God.
good. It's something good, but
That is a hellacious deception
Yes.
check.
yeah, Jesus. Okay, cool. Well,
oh, it's Sala, and she goes up and like charges up to Sala and Gwen and like hugs them, and yeah. Meanwhile, Chips is standing in the background, just smiling away like he normally does.
I lean over to Chips and I like pull out the lantern of revealing, and I'm like, look at this fancy thing I made that we're gonna sell at the shop from now on.
And he takes it with his little like hook fingers and he flips it open and he's like, "Oh, hell yeah, Nick, that's amazing!" And he like starts turning it in his hands. He's like, "Sorry, excuse my French, so sorry." And just
My French, excuse my Thunar.
yeah. And he's just like turning it and staring directly into the lantern. And eventually you hear Christine go, honey, back up a little bit. You're going to ruin your eyes. And he's like, "Whatever, Ma." And he just keeps turning it and looking at it. I've just put my grandparents into these two characters.
Yeah, basically.
But yeah, Chips just starts basically picking this lantern apart, trying to see how it works.
I am going to, because I believe the lantern of revealing does work in magical darkness. As long as they are the invisible creatures and objects. Oh, it doesn't say anything about magical darkness. Okay. Well, I can't go invisible right now, so never mind.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll just tell him how it works, and then I take out the second one that I'm working on for Sala, and be like, do you want to help me finish the second one so you can learn how to make them? Okay.
Yeah. And Chips just like takes you by the arm and starts dragging you away. And Christy's like, bath first.
Yeah, that's where we're going. We're gonna take a bath and work on the lantern.
Okay.
And
then
as we walk away, I like whisper to Chips, we're just working on the lantern.
I know.
Yeah.
And you guys head off to start your boy project.
Projects.
Yeah. But Christine gathers up the rest of you. She's like, you all look so tired and famished. We need to go eat. And then
I call back as soon as I hear her say that. I'm like, I have to take a bath, but they get to eat, huh?
Yes, because you're my son.
Ridiculous. And I slam the door.
She's like, I raised you to have better manners. But she looks to all of you. She's like, is anybody hungry?
Yeah.
She whips out a bowl of ambrosia. She's like, I made a salad.
I made a Watergate salad for us. But she like takes you guys away into Walter's mansion. And she doesn't let the phantom servants do anything. She kicks them all out of the kitchen and does it herself.
We're in the mansion.
Yeah.
As we're walking, can I be like, house, can you clean me?
After
the car wash activates.
About 10 seconds, a floating vat of water comes to you.
That's not what I wanted. House, I need a cat that knows prestidigitation.
A cat?
No response.
Christmas catches up with the party at this point.
Which part? Noah and Chips or the ones in the dining room?
Exactly the moment where Noah says he needs a cat that knows prestidigitation. The house doesn't do anything, but Christmas shows up.
Oh.
Man,
hey
you're
there.
Still covered in mud and shit? Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
I'll prestidigitate all the shit off of him.
I resist. No.
And Chips looks up. He's like, hi, Chris. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Peachy, we're going to go work on a lantern.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, is it the...
Oh.
You know, with the... and the stuff?
The one for Sala? Yeah.
Yeah. I helped with that. I think I did maybe like 1% of the work.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else was
accurate.
But yeah.
I'm so proud of you, Chris.
Thanks.
Not condescending at all.
Not when Chip says it.
No, that's true. My mom's trying to feed everybody in the house, so if you want food, there's, it's probably going to be mostly sugar and starch.
Hell yeah. Is that good for a concussion?
Sure. Yeah. She knows how to fix those too. Yeah.
Yep.
Wonderful. Show him the mask while you're at it too. Yep. That might be the coolest thing you've ever made.
Oh yeah. I need to make more stuff for it first. But yeah, I'll show him the interior of the mask and like how it works, but I'm not going to activate it.
Hell yeah. Chips loses his shit. He's just like, oh my god, can I have one? And he starts like picking it apart, like looking at it, and yeah. But you guys head off to the little like chemistry lab that Walter has created for you.
Make him a tiny little mask so a bird never be safe again.
Never. He still doesn't have a new pet, by the way.
I'm gonna make him a mechanical bird.
Yeah, one that can't get burned. But can't
die.
The rest of you gather up in the dining room as Christine is basically every time she finishes something, she brings out a new bowl and she just keeps cooking. So like starters are like appetizers, snacks, things that are super easy to throw together, and
charcuterie boards.
and then after that, like some of the quicker like biscuits and stuff start coming out, and then main meals and that sort of thing. And the phantoms keep trying to get into the kitchen, and she keeps like batting them back out with a broom. She's like, no, it's my kitchen right now. I don't care if it's Mr. Dine's house, it's my kitchen.
Beating him off with a spatula.
Yeah. Back. Yeah. So you all gather up there, and Flameheart and Walter come to join you guys after a bit. But yeah, you all get to partake in a very nice home-cooked meal a la Midwestern mom.
After a while, like, I think that probably after, like, what, third course?
Mm-hmm. Maybe fourth.
Foostrak is going to take his leave, and he's going to go back to his room.
Okay.
Because he wants to use the conduit.
I know.
Yeah.
When Foostrak leaves, Magda slips into the kitchen and sidles up next to Christine and
Christine
is like
rounds on you with a spatula. She's like, "Oh, hi, honey."
Hi. Yeah, do you need help with anything?
Are you gonna try to take over my kitchen?
No. I have absolutely no idea what to do in here. I'll just pick up a bowl and just kind of stand there.
Oh, honey.
Is this not right?
Do you want me to teach you something?
No.
I mean, you got a girlfriend to impress now. You got to learn something.
Oh God, I think that would be bad for both of our health.
No, it'd be great. I'll teach you something that you can't mess up. Trust me.
Okay.
And she basically starts walking you through how to make several different non-lettuce salads that require no cooking.
Okay.
It's basically a lot of chopping and pouring.
Okay.
But she'll teach you how to make like
so much whipped cream.
While we're doing
Sliced deli
salad. While I'm doing that, I'm like, all right. So Foostrak went back to his room. What did you fucking mean about congratulations?
Oh my god.
Oh, honey.
Gossip.
No.
Listen. We're the girls, right? This is like girl talk. I won't tell him or anything. I just want to hold something over his fucking head.
Make a persuasion check.
Magda being like, this is girl talk. We're just girls and we're talking.
Girling it up. Girls. Ladies.
Oh my god.
It was really bad. It was 5.
Christine like pulls you down. She's like, come here. She's like, mind your own business, Magda.
You shouldn't have fucking said anything if you're gonna be coy about it.
Listen, when you get to be my age, you learn a little bit of finesse and tact with your gossip. And the first thing you don't do is tell the secrets to a person who tells secrets.
I don't tell secrets.
You were categorically untrue.
I don't know.
I've heard about you.
She sure as hell didn't tell Jasper about his uncle.
I don't tell.
That's the only one she kept.
I don't tell other people's secrets.
That
Oh
I
yeah.
don't tell
What
other
about
people's secrets.
still
Also incorrect.
that's still
not true?
Yes, it is.
Roll a
We're going to
deception
be in the
check.
middle of a battle, and Magda's just going to blurt out, she's going to be like, she's pregnant, and then just for no reason.
Hey, what if it like helps him like gather the strength to like
the
bad guy or
the
whatever.
next session too. Ash is gonna be like, I don't remember who told me that. I don't remember that being a secret.
Yeah, that's not a secret.
I have never done that before. What are you talking about? When?
Anyway,
What?
but she goes back to her cooking, and she's like, You'll find out pretty soon. She's gonna send a letter. It'll be fine. What?
I don't like cooking. It's bad.
How dare you?
You do a great job of it. I hate it.
Well, you just hate it because you haven't given it a real chance. You know what you need to do? You need to come to Reese's Ridge and spend, like, I don't know, a couple months with us, and I will teach you everything I know. Also, I think some sunshine would do you good.
That sounds very lovely.
Not even required insight check.
Yeah, Christine, like, stops and tilts her head. She's like, oh, honey.
I don't like the sun. It's too bright and...
Well, that's what sunscreen is for. And sunglasses. Listen, I know you're from the Great White North, but everybody needs some sun sometimes or else you're going to be depressed your whole dang life.
I don't think the sun is...
Listen, I know you got plenty of other reasons anyway, but little sun will help, make everything not look so dark and dreary.
Okay.
I promise. I'm older than you. I know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Sure.
Well, either way, I mean, if you're, I heard your dad's in Hillman and we're gonna go visit him at some point. It's gonna be great.
Oh, good.
Have the whole family together. All your dad, Quinn's mom, and us, and like we can bring Nick, and we'll make sure he doesn't blow anything up. Promise. Mostly.
Would be preferred, yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Be
luck.
big old family.
There we go. That works. I'll just sadly chop up lettuce
Why sadly?
because it's boring to me. This is me. I hate cooking. It's so
Why?
boring.
No,
Because
it's not.
boring. Yes, it is.
It's great. You just haven't made anything fun.
To be fair, I lived with Ash for a while. I don't think there's any saving that, you guys. I think that's it.
Well, either
Crunchy
way.
rice.
Yeah.
Gross.
Okay, look. It's because I got the wrong kind of rice.
Or you didn't
I was supposed
read
to
the
get-
directions on the
No.
kind of rice you got.
The recipe called for instant rice, and I got normal rice, so
And
it
you
didn't
didn't
cook.
read the normal rice to know how to cook it correctly?
It was like a one pot thing, so you're supposed to like cook it all together, and so the rice didn't cook fast enough
But you should
with all
still
the other
read
shit.
the directions.
It was a different sort of recipe.
You should
It
still
didn't.
read the directions.
My God.
No, never mind.
This story
You don't
and
like
others like
parboil
it
it.
can be heard in full on our other podcast we
Yeah.
do every week. Yeah, no.
No,
I've been
it
listening
can't.
back through campaign 1 and just enjoying all the times that Ash has gotten mad at me. It's great. But anyway, yeah, she walks you through a bunch of like super simple, like Midwestern stuff. And one of the main things she's making is a gigantic fucking casserole. Don't ask me what's in it. She's probably making tater tot casserole too.
Oh,
Yes.
hell yeah.
she would know
I
that
can
she
make a
likes
good
it.
tater tot casserole. I have done that before. It's pretty darn good.
I'm not going to say what I'm thinking. But
Harris, you've had my tater tot casserole before, and it was good, right?
Yeah, it's just tater tot casserole is a recipe that takes absolutely no skill to
that's
make.
what I was about to say.
True.
So,
True.
It's the peanut
good.
butter and jelly of casseroles.
Yep.
It really is.
all right, then. Whatever.
No response. Yeah. So eventually Christine brings out the last of the dinner food, and then she's like, okay, everybody, keep digging in. We got a lot, and invite your friends. I don't know if you have any down here, but just do it. And I'm gonna go start on dessert. And she takes back off into the kitchen.
God, she's making more.
It's like, Magda, I'll teach you how to make chocolate mousse. It's real easy.
Oh God.
It's
It's
actually
like
a mousse
2
made of chocolate.
ingredients. Come here.
Mousse made of chocolate.
But at one point, sort of while Magda has wandered back out sadly from being so bored by cooking, Gwyn goes in to help Christine. Because Gwyn actually loves cooking and she's good at it. So thank God, because otherwise you and she will be fucked when you finally live
Yep.
together.
Just eat out all the time. It's fine.
Nope.
I'm gonna DoorDash it. Vodro dash it.
God, that's gonna become a thing one day.
Wait,
Oh,
hold on.
Josh.
Was eating out all the time not a sexual innuendo on
Shut
purpose?
the fuck up! I said it, and then I was like, someone's gonna make a joke about it, and then no
Oh
one
my
did, and I was
God.
like, "Ooh, I'm in the clear." And then, yeah.
Talk about
Tis what she
charcuterie
proclaimed.
boards.
Tis what she proclaimed. Yes, I fucking love that. Anyway, let's sort of scoot forward in time a little bit. Oh wait, no, we're doing the conduit of glass thing. Sorry, forgot about it. Foostrak.
Yep. When I get into my room, I sit down crisscross on the bed, and I'm using it.
1 second, I just want to check the thing.
I never knew that people actually called it crisscross applesauce.
It's a kid
Really?
thing.
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, it was not called that. It was called
Yeah,
something
same.
that's very racially
Oh,
insensitive.
yeah.
Uh-huh,
No,
yeah.
I've
It's
heard
used to
that
called
one
Indian
too,
style. Yep.
Yeah, but then it was just called sitting cross-legged. So all of a sudden, people are going,
See?
"Oh, they're sitting crisscross applesauce," and I was like, "What the fuck?"
I don't. When I think cross-legged, I think of like crossing your legs over top of each other, not into the little folded
Oh.
up position. You know,
Pretzel.
like
Yeah.
if you're sitting in a chair, then you like cross your legs over each other.
Yeah.
But, I don't know.
Keep your knees together because a lady reveals nothing.
Oh my god.
My favorite.
Oh,
Now I
line from
exclusively sit.
League of Their Own.
what is that from?
A League of Their Own,
Yeah, that's such a great movie.
It is. Anyway, Foostrak. So you get settled with the conduit of glass and start focusing in on it. What do you do to reach out to a lamp?
I hold the conduit in both hands. And usually I just kind of like stare into it for a moment, and then it's just a deep inhale and a deep exhale as I close my eyes and I say, "She asked nothing of those bound for the glass lakes." And it's just kind of a reaching a point of relaxation that allows me to just kind of be swept and to like reach out with my mind.
Okay. So this time, as she answers back to you, there is a feeling of like sort of the weight of your body disappearing. Almost a feeling of starting to float, like an anchor has been let loose from you. And you start to catch the scent of like fresh rain and trees and brush. God damn it. This is supposed to be serious. Shutting off chat. Nobody talk to me. And soon you start to feel your body again, but not as heavy. And you start to feel drops landing on your shoulders as a very light rain is coming down. And as you open your eyes, you are sort of adrift in a fog. But you can see just far enough to know that you are standing on a stone plinth in the middle of the glass lakes that are currently not so glassy because of the water disrupting the surface. And after a moment in this sort of cool, foggy atmosphere, you feel the rain stop falling on you, but you can still see it falling around you. As you realize somebody has, or you realize that something is forming over top of you. And you see these glass clear columns start rising on all sides of the plinths, and the roof of basically a gazebo start to form over you. And the glass solidifies and eventually takes on color, where it becomes this sort of tiled clay roof with these wooden supports, all in dark wood and sort of bluish tinted clay. And you watch out of the middle of the plinth as the fog drifts away, the little tea table starts to rise up and 2 cushions form. And sitting in the opposite cushion from you is Elen, in her long white robe gown, pale skin, the very distinctive scar on her face, the long platinum blonde hair. And she's just settled with her hands clasped in front of her on the table, and she motions toward the other cushion.
I slowly walk forward and sit on the cushion across from her.
And she looks across at you, sort of neutral expression, a little curious. She says, "Foostrak?"
Milady, it's been a while.
It has. Though, perhaps it doesn't feel quite as long to you, considering where you are.
Yeah, I am not a fan of the Feywild, I'm finding. Especially not considering how fast time is rolling by in Atlaran. Before I forget, I have a message for you. We've been staying with Morrigan. And she said to tell you that she is coming. Her reascension is happening very shortly.
And you see a little smile come to her face. She says, That's actually very nice to hear.
She is quite nice.
She is. She's family. So I imagine she's looking after you.
She has. She gave me a sunflower, which I still have up here. I don't know if it, has it wilted at all?
No.
Okay. I was kind of figuring it probably wouldn't, but, I still have it, in my hair.
You seem very troubled. You're not looking me.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on, and I know that you can't see all of it, but I have not been feeling my best of late, and it's caused me a great deal of concern when it comes to our relationship. I ran into Dad, and boy, is he a piece of work.
He is.
And I was supposed to meet my wife 2 weeks ago, and, she just kind of told me, get to me when you get to me, but I don't like it. And Jasper's gone, and I miss him a lot, though I know that he's doing what he feels is best, and it's not right of me to treat him like he is not capable. And then there's all the shit with Callum.
And why do you care about Mr. Wright?
I may or may not have said that he would be someone that is better not living.
Why do you think that?
The person that he is not someone good. Honestly, despite everyone that we have come across, he may be the worst person that I have met. And I have been shot in the face by Tristan Kepler.
And what makes Mr. Wright worse than Mr. Kepler?
Tristan knows he's a monster. He knows that he is someone bad. Callum, he thinks that whatever he does is just fine. And he left one of my best friends on her deathbed to just go and do whatever the hell he thought was going to be best for him. He knows no loyalty except his own. Cares about no one but himself. In many ways, he is just a monster of the worst sort. Man has no redeeming qualities that I've been able to find. And I'm a little ashamed about my reaction.
If you feel so strongly about him, why are you ashamed?
Because that isn't your way.
Is it your way?
Should it be?
You tell me. I'm not here to make you conform to my ideals. I'm not here to make you second guess every thought, wondering what would Elen think. I'm here because I believe in what you believe in. And you have the support of a phoenix as well. But I think you need to consider what in all these feelings is really yourself and what is frustration.
Yeah.
Tom Wright may not be much, and he may have done something terrible, but is that something that you need to pursue? Is that something that can't be left to Magda to sort out if she so wishes? Is that something that can't be left to karma or the future? Considering
It probably
that,
should be.
Well, considering that your friend doesn't want anything to do with him, doesn't want to bother, you have to ask yourself whether or not you're going to take that choice from her.
I was more worried about losing your favor.
It's not about me in this situation, Foostrak, it's about her. She's the one who was hurt the worst. She's the one who was left to die and still managed to survive. I'm a goddess of found family and love and mercy. But this is more in the realm of what you were raised with. The victims are the judges. But it's up to you whether or not you want to stick to that. Whether you want to honor her wishes. Because if you do, Callum Wright goes scot-free. If you don't, he's punished, but you go against Magda's wishes. You have to consider whether or not justice is worth more than respect of her wishes.
I really feel like seeing Dad kind of messed me up.
I imagine it did.
I told him that I don't need his approval anymore. And I meant it, but I don't think that gets rid of the, that doesn't get rid of all the abuse over the years.
But that is a situation in which you are the judge. By the tenets which we laid down with our first chosen, we have always believed that those most hurt should be the ones doing the judging, given enough time and information to make an informed decision. Your father is your villain, whereas Callum is Magda's.
How do we know the difference between our judgment and cruelty in the end? You know, things ain't done but Dad and I yet. I know that. He isn't the kind of person to just let someone go. Like, where is that line?
Cruelty is going too far. Or doing something even when your conscience says it's too much. There are some people who maybe deserve cruelty. There are certainly creatures and entities out there that have been nothing but cruel and perhaps deserve nothing but cruelty in return. But with mortals, people, it's difficult. There's a point where justice becomes revenge.
Yeah, I have a lot to sort out with that, and I probably should talk to Magda.
I think that would be a very wise choice. And I also think that maybe talking with your family before you make decisions about your father would be a good idea too.
Yeah, I know that they're going to want to be there no matter what.
I will say this. I am concerned about you and your anger getting the better of you. But I also know that between myself and Ethvara, your newest fan, I think you'll make the right choice in the end. I think you will do what is best for yourself and the people that you choose to keep around you. I trust you in that. I didn't choose you because I wanted you to do my bidding. I chose you because I believe that what you do naturally fits with what I and my family are trying to achieve.
I'm definitely glad that you trust me. Honestly, that means a lot. You know, I've been concerned too, and honestly, I haven't entirely known whether I should trust myself the last few Feywild days.
Who else can you trust but yourself?
Oh, I mean that's a question for far wiser people than me.
I think you don't give yourself enough credit.
You know, you are not the first person to tell me that.
Maybe you should listen.
Listen ain't always my strong suit.
Practice will make that better, but all I ask as you move forward, because you are moving forward, even if it feels like you're stuck, all I ask is that each time you feel angry, each time you feel like lashing out or taking revenge for something, just remember what Atlaran did for you, and see if you can offer a second chance to others as well. There are some that they will abuse the opportunity. There are some that won't make it on their second try, but you will never know if you don't give them a chance.
You're right.
I'm not here to be right. I'm just here to try to help you move forward.
I had Christmas tell me a bit more about the lady's favor. So I learned about Ryzen.
Oh, yes.
What kind of person is he? They, I should say.
He is stubborn, perhaps a little spiteful.
You have a type, I see.
Reckless, adventurous. And he knows exactly what he wants until he doesn't. And then he gets stuck. I do have a type. It is because all of you remind me of my wife.
That's fair. I would definitely like to meet her at some point as well.
I am almost certain that you will, considering your wife.
Yeah, she hasn't told me everything about that yet, but if it's anything like what you and I have going on, I have the feeling that she and I will be quite the pair.
Our relationship with Zarai is much more energetic, shall we say.
It's fair.
I'm pretty sure that they've beaten each other up a couple of times.
I would love to see that. That would probably be a very fun sparring match to watch.
It is quite the sight.
Would it be possible for Ryzen and I to meet at some point?
Of course.
Is he able to contact you the same way that I do?
Well, you have a tool for it, so it's a bit easier for you. But I can put the idea into his head. I don't think he knows you exist, but I can nudge him toward you.
It would be interesting to meet him. How often do we really get to meet another chosen?
There are very rarely multiple at once for one of us.
I wish I could leave you something. I got some tea that I thought that you might enjoy, but unfortunately not able to leave anything behind.
It's alright. Share it with your friends.
Oh, I will. Thank you for your continued belief in me. The lady's favor has been an incredible boon.
I'm glad it's been of help. But just remember that of course, we believe in all of you. Because otherwise, how could any of you believe in us? Belief goes a long way. It's a very powerful thing. And when you consider mercies and second chances, just remember that.
I will.
And tell your friend Christmas I said hello, because he's only heard one half of this conversation.
Surprise. Okay, I'm gonna love that. Is there anything that you'd like me to pass over to Morrigan?
I think, well, you are my chosen. I could send something with you.
If you have anything in particular you would like me to bring, say, where, all you have to do is ask.
And she sort of pulls back, and you see her create this like sphere shape in front of her with her hands. And as she does, you see a glass sphere starting to form in front of her. And inside of this glass sphere, you see the bottom of it fill with soil. And then from the soil sprouts up a sapling, a birch sapling. And as she sort of cups her hands underneath it, the glass sphere disappears, and all that's left is like this like ball of soil and this sapling. And then she sort of makes a motion across, like flattening, and it all condenses down into a tiny glass bead, and she offers it out to you.
I very carefully take it.
Tell her that I think it's time that she planted her own anchor in the Feywild.
Alright, I am just writing that down really quick.
Mm-hmm. I love Koop's reaction. She's like, oh.
I will give this to her at the reascension. I have to speak with her there anyway.
I'm glad you'll get to be there to see it. It is quite literally a once-in-a-lifetime chance.
You took the joke right out of my mouth.
Is there anything else I can help with?
Question. I sent some letters out a while ago, and I hadn't heard back from anyone until we sent some messages when we realized how much time had passed. Do you have any idea what's going on with Razvan in Frosthold? We haven't heard back from him at all.
He is alive, but I don't think you'll hear from him for a while.
That feels vague and ominous.
I wish I could tell you more, but I can't.
We'll find out. I appreciate you at least trying.
I think your friend Jasper might be able to tell you more.
Yeah, I mentioned that each of them should try and get in touch. So...
Everyone's rather busy. Frosthold is a powdered
nightmare
at the moment.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I should let you get back.
See you again soon.
Well, I mean, if we spend much more time in the Feywild, I may end up talking to you tomorrow for all I know.
Maybe. We'll see.
But hopefully not, because I really want to get back to Atlaran. Chris is freaking me out about some stuff after she saw Wayafen.
Oh, that Chris, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not the spying Chris.
Which Christmas you do here?
Oh, I'm just waiting I'm just waiting for the illusion to end. Illusion.
Ellen says hi, Chris.
But Ellen stands up from her seat and comes around to you as you stand up as well. And she reaches out and she takes your arm for a moment. She says, just remember the second chances you've been given. And I think you'll do just fine.
Will do.
And she reaches up, she pulls you down and kisses your forehead as your eyes open and you're back in your room.
I assume with Christmas standing in front of me.
No, he's actually sitting cross-legged right next to you. He's got some of the really fancy incense out. He's got it lit so it smells nice in here. Yeah.
Yeah.
How can I help?
Well, I just, thought crossed my mind the other day that I don't know, I don't much like the idea of you going off on your own after some of the things that you've said and done. And then I sat here for a little bit, heard some of the things that you had to say, and then I had the thought that maybe you, maybe shouldn't be alone for a bit.
I appreciate that.
Foostrak, I've seen men who say they value loyalty above everything else. And you know who I'm talking about already, and I can tell you that, well, at one point, maybe it was loyalty. It definitely turned into control that he valued above all other things. And I've gotten pretty good at spotting people who truly value loyalty. And people who are truly strong. And the strongest among us, they know when to stop and ask for help when they feel weak. And I just want to let you know that there is no one I have met that I think is stronger and more loyal than you are.
I appreciate that, Chris.
Sorry, I snuck into your room.
You've gotten wise in your old age.
Shut the fuck up.
Look, all I'm saying, you look your age now. Like you're.
Well, trauma will do that to someone. Okay.
Yeah, you've just really aged into the personality, and honestly, it's becoming of you. You
look like I need to stop drinking.
I mean, you've looked like you've needed to stop drinking for as long as I've known you, but I don't know. You've definitely kind of come into your own the last few days, and especially, since you came back from reliving all of your memories.
Thank you.
I may ask tomorrow if you are okay with it. If you can reach out to Jasper.
Yeah.
Apparently, he may know something that's going on with Razvan, and he's alive but can't respond. And Ellen told me that Jasper may know something, and I am very keen to find out what's happening with my brother-in-law.
I can also reach out to Razvan. I've met him. Technically, I've traded blows with him.
Yeah, oh man, he hit like a truck, doesn't he?
Sure does.
Yeah. But if he can't respond, you may be wasting that spell, I assume.
It'd be worth reaching out to him anyway. It's better than wasting it on Noah.
Yeah, I was a little surprised by that. I mean, who wouldn't want to be a giant mammoth?
I think that Noah thrives on the edge. And so...
Of living?
He, I don't know. There are... If I needed someone to make me breakfast, I would never ask Noah, ever, to help with something as simple as that. But if everything was on the line, and we were in our darkest moment, and it was just us, he's definitely the one I would look to get us out of there.
Foreshadowing.
Noah's the MacGuffin.
MacGuffin.
My new name.
He is unpredictable, and he is dangerous, and he is weird as shit. But he killed 3 giants in a matter of a second, and that is just not something that you want to be on the wrong side of.
Nope. The Ascension's tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
I'd like to talk to everybody at dinner tonight.
Tonight? We just had
Tonight.
dinner.
That wasn't lunch.
Yeah, it's been that kind of day, man.
No, technically it
Yeah.
was. It was lunch.
Okay.
I was going to say, Jesus Christ, this has been a long fucking day.
We can, we can definitely do that. Look, the other reason why I came here is I just wanted to let you know that when it comes to Tristan, because I can only assume that Sala read that letter out loud for everyone.
Yep.
I'm not gonna kill him. I can't. He's like a brother to me. It'd be like asking me to kill one of you, except I've known him way longer than I've known any of you. I would never be able to do it. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to come up with a way for him to pay for what he did. But it's just like you asked, where's that line? And I don't know that there is an answer to that. Because everyone's line is different. Everyone sees justice as something else, but I figure if we can find some way for him to go about making right what he did, that's a start.
Second chances.
Yeah. Well, he's already had a couple of those. Maybe more of a last chance.
I mean, sometimes that's exactly what a second chance is.
So, does that thing make it so that there's two of you, or is that still my concussion that I'm dealing with? Because it's like, I don't know if it's the incense. Is this incense? Is this something else?
He's just burning bread.
That's going to be it's just croutons. So that is definitely the concussion. Trust me, I know.
Aren't I not supposed to sleep if I have one of those? Because that is like the only thing I want to do right now is just lay down and take a nap.
I was always told that, but I'm not a medical professional. We should probably get you to someone who is.
Okay. I'm just going to go for a walk.
You're not a medical professional, you're a mad scientist.
Same thing.
Yeah, I'm not going to go to Noah. I'm just going to go for a walk.
I
The
mean,
concussion
technically,
is not, it's just a reoccurring joke that's part of this session of Dungeons and Dragons that I'm playing with my friends. I do not actually need medical attention for a concussion.
Durgeons and Jerkins.
technically, though, you guys do have a medical professional now because Gwen is part paladin.
That's true.
Yeah.
Dunkets and burnt toast.
Anyway, we will jump on break, and when we come back, we will get to the Feast of the Wilds. So excited.
Because I'm hungry.
We'll
Christine just made the biggest dinner ever.
we'll see you soon.
Yeah. Bye.
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 Talk amongst yourselves. We're back.
Okay, weirdo.
All right. I
Welcome
thought
back,
you were saying
everybody.
ooh woo.
So
Woo.
Ooh whoa.
the rest of that particular day passes by relatively peacefully, and you guys get a chance to have a long rest.
Foostrak wants
Oh wait,
to talk to
didn't
everyone at
Foostrak?
dinner.
Yeah.
God damn it! What?
I mean, I suppose it could be a breakfast the next day if we want.
What do you want?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is.
I was just going to talk to everybody about how I've been doing and to Magda about, like, the whole Callum thing.
Okay, do the thing.
So I'm sure that you're wondering why I've gathered you all here.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Good news, everyone.
Gather us all.
You guys are eating dinner made by Christine, so like you're still not done processing lunch, but more food.
Yeah, as is the Midwest way.
Everything is carbs.
So, I talked to Will Lynn today. Chris knows this because he snuck into my room while I was doing it.
Yeah, he likes to do that.
The lights were on this time.
2 times. They were on the other time too.
Pervert. Continue.
I leave the party.
So, Magda, I didn't tell you this. After we spoke with Callum a few days ago, I talked to Ross about disposing of him.
In my defense, I knew about this, which is also the why I was sneaking into your room, just to put it into context.
This is accurate. That was not okay because he hasn't wronged me, he wronged you.
You're right.
So I apologize for that. He is just an unforgivable piece of shit in my eyes. And to me, it didn't make sense how you were able to just kind of brush him off. Because I can't brush off shit like that. Because despite how much I can tell my dad I don't need his approval, apparently there's a whole bunch of other shit I ain't dealt with. So I was wrong. And you deserved to know what I had been talking about in terms of him and how I've been feeling in terms of him.
I mean, I knew all this because I had to actually, like, tell you not to kill him, but...
Oh no, I talked to Ross about dropping him in the pit so that he'd go to the abyss.
Great. That wouldn't have started a international incident or anything.
Interplanar, but yeah.
Well, I'll have you know, he's not in the Feywild anymore. He left. And he kind of apologized. I don't know how sincere it all was, but he said meeting Kenna McAmbro and getting screamed at by one of the most powerful people on Earth kind of shook him straight a little bit. So, thank you, Noah.
You're welcome. She usually doesn't have that effect on people.
Yeah,
Never.
I know.
I feel like she makes more people not straight than anything, but that's just me.
That too.
Yeah.
I don't know about forgiving him or anything. Not really about that, but he was just a moron. He's not evil. And I appreciate the fact that you feel so strongly about me that you would like to right some of those wrongs, but I appreciate more of the fact that you are realizing where you went wrong and giving me the control over that situation.
I mean, if it helps, I had a lot of shame about that. It's not exactly the way that I've been trying to be, but it is the way that I was taught.
Yeah.
He might be the worst person that I've met since leaving home.
Well, I wish I could say the same, but he's not.
No, but maybe he'll get his shit together.
He's pathetic. He's not Sav, he's not Serena, or whatever the fuck her real name is. He's just a kid.
Selfish one.
Yep. But that doesn't make him evil.
No, I think that him leaving you when you needed him most does. But if you wanted him dead, we would have helped make that happen.
We?
And if you want him alive, then that's the way that it'll be. And if you change your mind, I'll be there to help.
Honestly, I don't think I want much of Callum right anymore. So.
Probably wise.
Anyway, what a wonderful dinner conversation.
Oh, have you guys tried this focaccia? It's really good.
Is that what it is? It's really delicious.
Yeah, good job, Ma.
I made the salad.
Good job, Ma. Oh.
You notice no one's eating the salad.
You know,
And everyone's eating the focaccia.
Yeah,
Chris-
salad doesn't have carbs in it.
There's like oil and seasoning and pine nuts and shit for us to like dip it in. It's so damn good.
Corey, get me my food. I've been texting Corey for the past 5 minutes that our food is here, and I'm so hungry.
But yeah, you guys have a lovely dinner with the Boragos again. And the rest of the night goes peacefully. Everybody gets a long rest. In the morning.
Sorry, I was just like, why?
Angry. Poor Corey. He's our best viewer, and you just abuse him.
I love that he kept us at as far in the room as possible as he closed the door.
But the next day, as you guys get up, the break is alive with activity. There are loads of people here, some still arriving, and the morning is mostly just sort of people getting settled in, things getting set up. You guys see a fucking army of tiny kobolds going through this entire place, setting up decorations and tables and setting
yeah.
out food, being directed by an equally tiny blue kobold, while most of the rest of them are red. And occasionally you hear a very distinctive voice scream across the entire break for like people to come help him serve food, for people to move shit out of his way. You see a very, to some people, upsetting Drider lady going around like doing like flower arrangements and that kind of thing. You see Miss Rhoda, the half-orc in the Edwardian dress, going around checking on things. You see the very silent armored Doberman Canatar going around. And of course you see Lord Arnulf checking over things. Guests are all shapes, all sizes, types of people that some of you have never seen. People from Atlaran, the Feywild, even people from the Shadowfell. But it's a very eclectic mix. And the actual Hala Mordu is open to people to come and go as they please. But Dunbaiv, the actual hall inside Hala Mordu, is locked off for the moment as it's being prepared. Is there anything you guys specifically want to do before the ceremony?
Are we going to be able to talk to Morrigan like after the ceremony, or is before the only time?
She's not around before.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys don't really see much of Ross, and you don't see Morrigan at all. But Lord Arnulf and his staff seem to be kind of in charge of getting everything set up and running. Yeah. Anybody at all?
Did Chips and I spend a little time working on that lantern?
Yes.
Okay. Do I need to roll anything for that?
Not with your dad's help, no.
Okay. I'm assuming it's not done yet.
Not quite, but it's close.
Okay.
I did want to... Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
No, you're good. I don't think I have anything else.
Okay. I did want to look for Petrata and possibly Nolan, if she's here.
Okay. Make me an investigation.
I'll help with that.
Okay.
So, roll it twice.
Well, it is regarding Fae, Fiend, and Undead.
Indeed, yeah.
Fuck, and I rolled like shit both times. 12.
It really is just you.
Yep.
Yeah, you come through the attendees before the ceremony, and you do spot some nymphs, but none of them look much like Lorcan, enough to make you think, oh, that's gotta be family.
Okay. Fuck.
Yep.
I think maybe I will like go up to Foostrak and like loudly and obviously start talking about Lorcan, just to see if anyone's interest is piqued when I'm talking. Like,
wow.
Man, you know what would be really great is if Lorcan was here, our best friend Lorcan, who is a nymph who was cast out of the Feywild. Lorcan, man, what a guy, right?
Well, I'm gonna check Effie because I'm like hearing Magda talk this loud and this weirdly. Foostrak is concerned that Effie has failed and that she's just possessed by Sav at this point.
Effie still has her upper torso and head.
Magda, are you okay? What's going on?
God, I'm just trying to see if his mum and his sister is here.
Have you looked for them?
Yeah, I've looked, but I don't want to go up to any old nymph and be like, Oh, hey, are you related to this one guy? Because that sucks, right?
Yeah,
I
no,
imagine
that's
that
racist.
Magda-
Not all Fae people know each other or
Yeah.
are related. That's not
Exactly.
okay.
Yeah.
Magda,
What are you?
Magda, from behind you, you hear, Lorcan.
Turn around.
Behind you, you see a younger Eladrin-looking man. He's pretty handsome, but he's not like nymph handsome. He's got sort of a medium dark skin tone. He's got the pointed ears. He looks more Eladrin, and he has the sort of tightly curled black hair that's been dreaded back. And there is a very striking resemblance to Lorcan in him. And you see he's dressed in a fairly nice, like, button-down shirt, vest, pants, leather shoes. And he has a fairly well-kept, full beard. But he's kind of fixing you with a weird look.
Yeah. Do you know Logan?
Well, I've never met him, but yeah. Or who are you?
Let me guess. Is your mum's name Nolan?
Who are you?
Magda Wrenly. I'm your uncle's best friend. Yeah.
Gran, and he calls across the room, and wading through the crowd of people gathered in Hall Mordu, you see a very dark-skinned, painfully beautiful nymph. She is dressed in like underneath she has a fairly well-fitted like black blouse and like leggings, and then over that is this sheer long, almost robe-like shawl, all in black. And she has the similar like dreaded hair. She has the long pointed ears. She has some of the more nymph features of like little frills here and there that sort of point to her being a water creature. But most strikingly, she has the exact same eyes as Lorcan. And as she steps over, Lorcan, who is not very tall, he was kind of a little bit below average. His mother, it towers over you. Like, not quite Gwyn Tower, but like she is the epitome of tall, dark, and handsome.
In this
I like
campaign?
I like my big women. Shut up. Lady Dimitrescu is a dream. But she steps up and she drapes her arm around this younger man and looks at you. And as the younger man looks up at her, she does not break eye contact with you. She says, "You must be Magda."
That's me.
I was
Lady
told we'd
Petrada.
find you here.
Yeah. So I just want to let you know, we're working on it. Getting him back.
You don't have to lie to me.
No, we are. Do you know who Karth is?
Of course I know who Karth is.
He gave us a little bit of a secret weapon. Once this is over, I think we're gonna try and get him back.
And the younger man looks up at her and says, "See, Gran, I told you." And she shakes her head. She says, "It'll all be for nothing in the end anyway."
What is that supposed to mean?
Even if you do get him back, I'm never going to see him again.
Why?
Because he can't be here.
I mean, is there a way that you could go to Atlaran?
I don't think that would be very smart, considering the people who know me.
I mean, with Lady Morrigan's ascension, maybe at least he could join us in the Court of Reckoning.
I'm sorry, I'm just not terribly hopeful. But
he sent me a message. He is under Sav's control, as I'm sure you know. But he sent me a message saying that he wanted me to contact your daughter, Nolan. I don't know why. He didn't say.
Save is the word that he used. Do you know where your daughter is right now?
and she nods, but she doesn't answer.
Why might she need saving?
I imagine it has something to do with hearsay. I don't know what all you know about our family, but needless to say, we are under constant watch and threat by the Sealy Court. Even if you manage to get him back, he'll be banished again.
Then come with us to Atlaran. Leave this place. Sounds like they've treated you all poorly.
I don't think I can.
Why not?
Well, his father.
What? Sav.
No,
I figured that out.
Sav is not Morgan's father.
No, sorry. Sav is his granddad. And that, oh, never mind. Okay, I got it all mixed up.
He told me a long time ago that if I leave the Feywild, I'm as good as dead.
Well, does that include pocket dimensions?
What?
We know a guy. Got a big house outside of all this. I figured we were gonna do like a little summoning there, so at least for that amount of time, you could see him.
She sort of half nods, not really committing to it. She says, I made my peace a long time ago that I'd probably never see him again. But if you can help him, that's all I need.
Here's the thing, I kind of don't like it when kids can't see their parents. So if you're able to, at least for 10 minutes, we can set up a way.
And the younger man, he sort of leans into Petrava's side. He's like, at least give it a try, Grant. And she nods slightly and says, I would love that more than anything.
What exactly is Nalin in danger of from Hersum? I heard that she left a long time ago.
She did leave, but when she learned that some of the things he was up to, she decided it was her job to expose him. And now she's in danger with him and his mother, who believes he can do no wrong.
And as far as her father's relationship to her, would that also include her in that she would be in danger if she left the Feywild?
I don't know. They've never met, as far as I know.
If we can't get you out, maybe we could at least get her and him, and I'll point to... What is his name again?
You never heard it, I don't think.
Yeah, we
No,
did.
you said it earlier.
Isn't it like
Did
I
Burke?
can't remember.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is Burke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bert, yeah.
Oh yeah,
I was
Morrigan
like,
told you. Yeah.
Yeah, uh-huh. Get those two out, anyway.
We do. I don't think it's that out of the question that we can make a reunion happen, but the important thing here is we need to know where she is. Because until she's safe, we don't want to make a move on Lorcan.
I can't say that out loud.
I will send to her. I'm familiar with her, so I will say it into her brain. Well, if you would like, you can simply say it to me this way, and then I can share it with other people.
Indeed. Okay. She will tell you that Nalin is actually there. She has been there for a while. Like, while you guys have been there.
What the shit?
She's
She
been
invisible?
hidden. You've seen her, but you didn't know it was her. Petrada will basically tell you that she is disguised as a former crow. Not a crow that you would know, like post-Christmas crow.
Just kind of look at everyone else, be like, okay, no one say anything out loud. Magda. Why would we need to save someone that's already not in...
Well, she said that Harrison would do something.
Does Morrigan know?
Probably, I would imagine.
I'm asking Petrada.
She nods ever so slightly. Says, I've asked her to keep it very quiet.
She's already safe then. I mean, as safe as you can be.
No, she isn't. Not from an archfey.
I don't think it would be that hard to get her. I mean, once Lorcan is back with us, we're going to be back in Atlaran as quick as we can. So,
I'm sorry if I'm not much help. I just don't have that much hope left for it.
Then let us do the hoping.
If you can look after my boy, I would be forever in your debt.
I didn't do a very good job of that before, but I'm hoping I can do better this time.
Magda, that's not on you.
But it is on me.
We didn't do our best.
If any one person is going to take the fault for that, it's going to be me. And all I'm doing right now is trying to make it right. So, no, you would not be indebted to us. Especially me. We're just trying to do the right thing.
It's more than most people do. And she looks at Magda and she says, there were brief moments where he was able to speak to me. And he talked about you.
God damn it, Taiylor, you beat me by 1 second.
What?
I was going to hype up Magda. No, it's fine. You do it.
All good things, I'm sure.
He loves you.
Oh,
Not that way.
oh okay.
In the
But,
platonic.
that would be quite the twist.
He's... I mean, she's gay. He's half gay.
Or,
Only half, though.
Which
He
is still
adores-
mostly gay.
Shut up. He adores you. And feels like the only things he could talk about were his sister and you. Said that if I ever came across a pale pirate assassin of a girl, that I could trust you.
Got rid of that hat. He's gonna make fun of me so bad for that. I'll make sure that he can see you, and then I'll make sure your daughter and your grandson come with us, and they'll be safe.
That's all I need. I think I need to go away from all these people for a moment. And then she looks down at Burke, who you hear him very quietly lean in and whisper, do you need me to come with you? And she shakes her head. And she says, you make some friends. There are good people here. Morrigan is very good at choosing her counsel. And Petrata steps away, leaving Burke there. And Burke looks at all of you and says, well, I guess I'm supposed to mingle or something. It's kind of my first time at a big event like this, so...
Yeah, it kind of... Yeah. You can always, hang out by the punch bowl with us. It's what all the cool kids do.
Also, word of advice for kids your age is the drinks are free at places like this, so don't feel bad for having more than 5.
Yeah.
Kids, I'm almost 100 years old.
Yeah, that's a kid for an archfey, right?
Honestly. A little bit.
Yes.
I'm gonna butt in with a whole tray and be like, have you guys tried the focaccia? My god, they make so much of it, you guys.
Oh god, you want this episode titled to
Burke,
be that so bad.
Burke snags a piece. He's like, he takes a bite of it. He's like, this is amazing. Who made this?
Christine Borago. I almost said Christine Baranski.
She's here too.
Yeah.
You see the chandelier, it's darling.
Christine Borago made these. It's an old Reese's Ridge recipe. Because that's where focaccia was born.
It's most certainly not.
No, it is for sure.
What is Italy in Atlaran?
Iracal.
Reese's Ridge.
Reese's Ridge is fucking Minnesota.
Yeah, it's real good. And, you can hang out with us and don't listen to Christmas. He's an alcoholic. So don't,
recovering alcoholic.
He's not doing a very
When's
good
the last
job
time
at
you had a
recovery.
drink?
Healing is not linear, okay? It is not linear. I'm trying. Also, speaking of not beating ourselves up, Magda, stop. No, she's right. No one was nicer to Lorcan than you. You don't get to feel
sad.
bad, okay?
It's true.
Leave the feeling sad for the rest of us. You've done enough for several lifetimes.
I'll just
Well,
sit
you
here
guys
and eat
can
my
feel
focaccia.
Yeah,
Man, this focaccia really is good.
it is really good.
Thanks,
Yeah, holy
honey.
shit. You're welcome.
It's wonderful. I must have your recipe.
Oh my god.
Christine and Zuka are going to be best
Been
friends.
getting along, yeah.
I also love that nobody has asked, like, how are all these people still alive 300 years later? But,
Oh, I'm sure it's some sort of weird Arnulf thing. He probably
yes,
lives in
the
like a
border
pocket
holes.
dimension.
Noah, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Was the food like this all the time when you were growing up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we did barbecues like every weekend. I can't tell you how many times Chips almost burned the house down.
Gotcha.
How could you tolerate traveling? Living off of like
Well,
hardtack and like rations and shit. Like
I don't know. I think it's kind of fun. It's something new to do. When you grow up your entire life being, like rich and well fed and you have everything you want, like doing hardship is kind of fun.
He's right, actually.
that's problematic.
It's just a
it gave
different
me
lifestyle, It's interesting to experience other ways of life,
It gave me a lot more, let's put it this way. Before I went on the road, none of that stuff mattered. And now I have a better outlook on life, and I actually feel grateful once in a while.
To be fair, we also have had cake like every 3 days.
That is
So it's not like we're really, we're not impoverished.
Okay, well, before, when it was just like us roughing it out in Frosthold, we didn't eat very well. I will just say that.
I wasn't there for most of that.
Yeah, I know.
Christmas, you feel somebody tiny lean against your leg, I guess, as Christine has popped into the conversation. And she looks around at all of you. She's like, that is so sad. Did nobody feed you guys well when you were little?
I mean, I didn't starve, but I don't know. It wasn't like barbecues every weekend or whatever.
Well,
I look at Christine and I'm like, we weren't always rich, were we? I mean, you guys were. It wasn't until Pa figured out that fancy like warp remover that we really started gaining some altitude.
Your dad came from a family that was they already had a business, so they were doing pretty okay. Like the Borago business has existed since before I was part of the whole shebang. But I grew up pretty rough. We haven't really talked about this, have we?
No, I mean, I would say I grew up pretty rough too, but I think that was mostly my own fault.
Yeah, if you put it that way, yeah. But no, I grew up in Morse Rest, actually. I grew up on one of the poorer areas. Like, don't get me wrong, they do a pretty good job over there these days, but, you can only help so many people. And my mom had, 9 kids.
Well, that's a lot.
Yeah. And
But-
I'm the only one left, if that tells you anything.
Well, and also, I mean, Noah's your
Yeah.
only kid, right?
I mean, if you're gonna talk in specifics, technically I have no kids. I just stole him.
That's true. If you like stealing
I have
another,
this-
I sure do love this food.
I have this feeling that she literally stole me.
She didn't, though. She told you what happened.
Oh, what happened? I can't remember.
She adopted you from Lochmanos because your real parents couldn't keep you. They were
Oh.
slaves.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah.
See, I had a rough life, you guys. Super rough.
You had a rough,
didn't
like,
remember.
2 weeks of your life.
Yeah.
And then Christine
I
was
was-
like, oh my god, he's so cute, give him.
I was born into roughness.
I don't remember
Oh.
the exact story, but she said it somewhere in the stream. I think it was when
Oh,
you guys
okay.
were at Alistair's place.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, because I was telling everybody that that's what happens when you cross a Mercaptora and a gnome.
Nope, sure ain't.
You get a tiefling.
You're real tall for that to be so, but no, I did grow up pretty rough. The whole I mean, you know, Chips took my last name, so it changed the name of the family business. It used to be, you know, the La Hoy, whatever the fuck it was called. Pardon me, I'm sorry.
Oh,
But yeah, we got married and he named it after me.
oh my god, I forgot because his name is Chips Lahoy.
Christopher
my
La Hoy.
God.
Chipstopher Lahoy. Oh god, we're hilarious. Okay.
You
my
came
God.
up with that one.
Oh, that's a good one.
But yeah, it was pretty rough going until I met him.
And now you're just living in the lap of barbecue luxury.
Well, I mean, now I have money to do the kind of projects I want to do and go everywhere I want to go and help people. So, you know, it's a pretty good trade-off. I'm always busy, but I'm always doing something good.
Also, I would say that any of you who need to do some traveling or like whatever, just go hang out with the Phaelons for a while. Like,
Yeah.
You think Ma's good at food, just you wait.
Oh, yeah. And not to mention, like, whenever Morrigan's there, like, oh, gosh, the food. He's a better cook than I am.
I found
Please
that
slow
very
down.
hard to believe.
It's true. He taught
If
me
we
a lot of
slow-
what I know.
If
Yeah.
I break my curse from Sov and we slow down and I eat this much every day, I'm going to gain like my body weight back twice over.
I've seen your girlfriend, honey. You're not going to gain it back. Trust me.
Oh.
To be fair, Magda could also probably use a little bit more time in the training room.
Or at least in the sun.
Yeah, you know, I was gonna ask you about that. That last battle we did, you didn't get that dragon even once. Is there something? Did you like take a vow of like pacifism?
Oh, murder celibacy.
Yeah, murder celibacy. That is so. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm about to break that that vow right now if you don't shut the fuck up.
Has it
I mean,
always been this way?
Yeah. Are you actually a servant?
You know, I do kind of wonder. Maybe I'm trying to come up with an explanation for this.
It's
Like-
just that you suck. It is really just that you suck.
Oh, I know, but like I'm trying to like fit it into story.
It could also be that Magda just sucks.
Rude.
I am cursed by Sov. Maybe that has something to do with it.
No. Look at the
No.
shit that Tristan gets up to. That definitely ain't it.
Wait, what's going
Well,
on?
he juices himself up on fucking residuum.
That's
Okay.
the
Maybe
answer
by the
then. That's what we
drugs.
gotta do. You have to take drugs.
Absolutely not. I already take drugs.
You know, I remember
I said that really loud.
Yeah. Several people turn and look. And Christine is like, wait, are you having some troubles on the battlefield?
Oh my god. Are you
Performance
having some
issues.
performance issues?
I put a hand on her shoulder, not Magda, I put a hand on Christine's shoulder and I go, you know, statistically, 1 in 5.
Oh my god.
No, honey, that's men. Do you? Well, I
She's
mean,
real good at faking it, though.
she doesn't have to with Gwen. But Christine says, but seriously though, like, do you want some help?
I think they're all exaggerating,
We're
right?
really
I gave you a weapon that gives you a +3 to hit, and you still can't hit. I think something's wrong.
I turned you into a woolly mammoth.
And you missed.
And you missed. A giant fucking dragon. Don't take this the wrong way, because we adore you, and you are wonderful, and we feel obligated to bring you with us everywhere.
We feel obligated?
Magda, ignore all them for a second. I got something I think will help. And she
Wait, hold on.
reaches,
I think I know what it is.
What?
I hold up a hand. I'm like, how many fingers am I holding up, Magda?
3.
Roll a perception check. Magda just needs glasses.
Rolled a nat 1!
Yes!
Oh god. It's
6!
But Christine can make that. She's a tinkerer.
You just need a pair of glasses, aka a new set
Oh
of
my
dice.
god.
But I'm serious though, honey. Like, I think I got something that can help you.
Okay.
And she digs into her satchel. She pulls out a book. She says, "Read this."
Oh, no fucking way.
I will read the book.
It's gonna take you a long time.
Okay.
Isn't your
I'll start
dexterity
to read
already
the
like
book.
20?
What is it?
Is it on the cover? It just says, like, how to hit things that are really close.
Step
Dummy's
1.
Guide
Swing
to
your
Combat
arm.
in
Yeah.
D&D 5th edition.
Step 2.
Combat for dummies. Love
Yeah.
it.
Oh wait, no, that's a wisdom item. Hold on. Let me.
It's just the player's handbook.
You're right.
Yeah.
Hold on. Walk it back.
Hold on.
She doesn't hand you a book. That's a wisdom
Oh.
item.
Okay.
She hands you a knife.
No! She pulls
I
out.
already did that.
She pulls out a small stone.
This woman is fucking loaded.
Yeah, she is.
There's nothing more dangerous than a rich person with money they actually earned.
But she hands you a small stone with a one flat side. And she says, now, this is, you guys probably know what this is. This is a residuum crystal. And a while back, I maybe picked up a nifty little hobby where I can do tattoos. And haven't seen what Mr. Kepler had going on there. I bet you I could recreate it.
So you are actually doing literally the same thing that... Okay, yeah. So
Maybe.
we are going to juice you up, Tristan style.
I'd like to not turn into a raging monster.
It doesn't do that. These have nothing to do with that.
He's just naturally a monster. That doesn't...
He's just chewing on crystals.
Okay.
So if you
Sure.
got like, she looks at the stone. She's like, let's say like 4 hours handy at any moment. I can just do you right up.
I got 4 hours after this, so sure.
Perfect.
Let's do it.
We'll have tea and
Boys-
tattoos. It'll be great.
Do you have any ideas for what you want your tattoo to look like? And maybe I can draw something up for you?
Oh, I think I want a magpie.
You got it.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
I just picture an actual pie that says mag on it.
Yep.
You would really love this TikTok account that I follow. He does like some of those tattoos that are like that.
But yeah, Christine puts the residuum crystal back. She says, "It's a date. We'll do it. It's gonna be great."
Sounds great. I look at Gwen and I'm like, I always wanted a tattoo.
I mean, I'm literally a tattoo artist. You could have asked at any moment.
Yeah, I guess so.
Gwen, did you do this
I don't
one?
know.
Oh wait, no, I didn't know you at that. Never mind.
No.
No, you didn't. You didn't do any of mine.
No, you have one small one from me.
Where?
It's on your ass.
And she
No.
comes over,
My ass
she
is-
comes over and
there's no
she
blank
pulls
canvas there.
down the back of his collar.
Wait.
She pulls down the back of his collar, and you see right at the base of his neck, kind of below where Ben has his evil eye, or all-seeing eye, there is a teeny tiny little, like, stylized version of a crow.
Oh, cute.
Oh.
You wouldn't let me do any others.
Well, I mean, the other ones came from fairies, so
Yes.
yeah.
But Sala has a bunch from me. Tristan has a bunch. I'm pretty sure everybody in the old crew has some from me.
I got a new one, by the way, while we're on the topic. You want to see it?
Sure.
Cool. Christmas takes his shirt off.
Great.
We're in the middle of a feast.
There are plenty of people that are
We're
shirtless
still
in here.
technically getting ready for the feast. You're eating appetizers that aren't supposed to be eaten yet.
There are so many shirtless people in here because they're satyrs and fawns.
Yeah, and technically
That's a little bit
Foostrak is
different.
basically shirtless.
Yeah, like all the time. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
trust me, it's fine.
I'm always
Christmas,
rocking the cow nips.
Christmas will show off his back. Foostrak probably didn't see this the last time that he saw Christmas with his shirt off. But before, there used to be a very different tattoo here. No one will ever know because no one ever asked. But now there is basically covers the entirety of his upper back is a huge Triskelion that is actually a design of like stylized crows. That's the back tattoo.
What is a Triskelion? Yeah.
It's the
It's the thing that you
spirals that
should take
connect.
notes about.
Oh,
It's this, but
Yeah.
spirals.
yes, yes.
yeah, it is Morrigan's symbol.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
But yeah, as you guys are sort of milling around and chatting with folks and hearing Zuka yell over everything occasionally, just like, "Bring me more tater tots, casserole."
Focaccia.
Bring me Christine Borago and make her bring her focaccia recipe. He is Ignis through and through, just louder. But eventually, things start to pick up a little bit as you are all ushered into Hallamordu and Dunbaiv, where you see that the entire hall has been redecorated with a lot of sort of spring decorations, colors, like lots of greens and blues. There is actual live ivy and wisteria hanging all over the place. There are live trees now replace columns in this building. And all of these tables that are lined through the hall have been set with sort of patterned different chargers. That's what those are called. I remember.
Like
from the
phone
wedding.
chargers?
No, they're the plate that goes under a plate.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ben had to tell me what those were during
I know what
Silas
that
and
is.
Marin's wedding.
Uh-huh.
And I had to say, no, those aren't there. It's more of a barn wedding. But, all kinds of decorations in greens and blues and sort of natural earthy colors. And at the top of the stairway, these small stairway, where the sort of understated throne chair used to be, it has been moved, and instead there is this new stone plinth sitting there, around which piles and piles of flowers and branches have been laid, and a ring of hazel has been set around the plinth. And standing in the center of the ring of hazel is Morrigan. Her long, dark hair, she is wearing bits and pieces of her sort of decorative armor over a, this time not black but white gown. Sort of simple, not like frilly and wedding-y, but just simple. And standing to her side, outside of the ring of hazel, is Ross. And then standing to the opposite side, currently talking to Morrigan, you see a woman who, much like a nymph, makes you all sort of... It's painful to look at her for too long, but she is beautiful. The short sort of bob-cut blonde hair, long... sort of moss green dress that has bits of actual plants woven into it, sort of golden sun-kissed skin, perfect white long nails, and she has this silver chain belt around her waist and a matching silver circlet. And immediately upon looking at her, Christmas, you know this is Titania herself.
Fucking hell.
Oh, the bitch is here!
Does she look like she's here to cause trouble? This isn't the bitch. This is the bitch's mom.
Does...
I would say mom's more the bitch.
That's true.
Yeah, Titania is the one who really causes the trouble.
Does Titania look like she's here to cause trouble?
She doesn't look happy, but she doesn't look adversarial. She has her hands just sort of clasped in front of her, covered in like these bracelets and rings. And she's just calmly talking to Morrigan. And you can see that you can kind of see that some kind of deal is being made here. Like they're discussing something.
Question.
Do I see Chris react to her?
I don't know. Do you?
I mean,
yes.
I'm like very purposefully like, well, there's someone I don't want to make eye contact with at any point tonight. Yeah, that'd be hard for me to hide.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nat 20 on perception. So yeah, I am going to go up to Morgan and Titania.
Okay.
With a plate full of focaccia.
Jesus. Yeah, you approach and you see Ross like clock you, but roll his eyes like he can't stop you.
All color just left Christmas's face.
As you step, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna saunter up and be like, "Hey there, ladies," or preferred gendered pronouns people. We have this great focaccia that was made especially for all of you, and it's supposed to bring about forgiveness and happiness and that other word I said.
Focaccia.
What was it? What was the word I used? Forgiveness. Forget. Okay, so bring about, forgiveness and, focaccia and just happiness all around. This is good luck, focaccia. Please take some.
And Morrigan leans over. She doesn't move out of the circle, but she leans over and takes a piece, and she says, "Thank you, Mr. Borago. I appreciate it."
I hand her a small napkin. Like, here you go.
Yeah, it is oily bread. But Titania, who still has her hands like clasped in front of her, she says, "No, thank you."
Oh, okay. Would you prefer something else? Do you want less carbs, more carbs?
No, thank you, sir.
I hand her a napkin with a little piece of focaccia on it. I'm like, okay, well, you have a great day because my mom worked really hard on this, so make sure you let her know that you liked it. And, she wants to see everybody enjoying themselves. I hope you have a great day. Thanks, bye.
Does Midwestern guilt work on Archfey?
Oh. So Noah, when you go to leave, do you look back at all, or do you just walk away?
Yeah, I want to see if she just straight up like Willy Wonka. She's just like,
As you step away, she's like holding it in her palm, and she closes her palm, and it just smolders away.
Christmas watches as this happens, and you guys just hear him go, "That is the most terrifying person on the face of Atlaran. And I am not talking about Titania."
Are you talking about Noah or Christine? Because I'm wondering if Noah or Christine are scarier at this point.
I think it's Christine.
Yeah, it's probably still Christine, but after that, it's Noah.
Actually, I want to see something because I feel like this could be fun.
Oh, don't curse me, please.
Oh, yes. So, Noah, you see this, and then you feel a tiny whoosh of air go past you as Christine walks right up to the queen of the Sealy Court. She's still carrying a tray of, like, brownies. And she walks up, she's like, "Hi, you must be Titania. It's so nice to meet you."
Titania. You must be Tanya. Tanya, right?
And Titania looks down at her and says, yes. And she says, "Well, I'm so glad to see you can make it. I know that there's been a little tension between, with Morrigan and all that stuff. I know the two courts don't always mix. But, we're glad to see you here on good terms. And I brought you some brownies for you to take home to, all your kids and your friends and whatnot." And she holds out the tray, and Titania says, "That's not necessary." And Christine is like, "It is, though." And Titania sort of furrows her brows, and I'm actually going to roll to see if Christine can intimidate her.
I literally have my hand on the ace of spades right now. That's how scared I am.
I don't care what Christine rolled, but I'm going to use my reaction to give her a flash of genius, so add 4.
Cool. That's going to make it a 29. And Titania, pulls back ever so slightly. And she's like, "Thank you." And she sort of reaches down and takes the tray. And Christine's like, "I'm sure you'll love them. They're Reese's Ridge original recipe. I made them when my boy was just a little thing. And he loves them. So I'm sure you're going to love them too." And Titania's like, "I'm sure." Oberon, and you see out of the crowd comes a fairly beefy, not too tall, very dark-skinned man, long, sort of wild black hair, shirtless, wearing sort of rugged hide pants. He definitely looks like the king of beasts, as he's known. And he comes over, and Titania gently deposits the tray in his hands. She says, send those home if you would. This lovely, what was your name? And Christine's like, "Oh, my name's Christine Borago." And she points at Noah. She's like, "And that's my boy right there." And she's like, "Oh, lovely to meet you, Mrs. Borago. I was just on my way out." And she looks at Morrigan. She says, "Good luck, I suppose. We'll be seeing more of each other soon, I assume." And Morrigan nods. Yeah?
Can I look around while they're talking and see, because if Titania and Oberon are here, I'm wondering if Hearsome might have slipped in too.
You can see if you can try to find him.
Yeah.
You have no idea what he looks like.
Natty 1.
What do you want me to roll?
Just roll a perception check.
What about investigation check?
No.
Shit. Okay.
You can't really look closely if you don't know who you're looking for.
That's fair.
12.
12?
Yeah.
Looking around for people who are inherently full of themselves and out of place, you really just see Titania and Oberon and maybe Ross. No, you don't spot anybody that strikes you as a potential other Archfey of the Sealy Court. There's really, the only people that really fit Titania's thing is Oberon.
Okay.
Yeah, Morrigan gives Titania a smile, a genuine smile, and says, I will be in contact to deal with more of these issues the Sealy Court is facing, and hopefully, starting tomorrow, I can be of a bit more use than I was before. But you don't have to stay. I can see you're uncomfortable. And Titania nods, kind of glancing back down at Christine, and says, then I think I'll take my leave. Thank you. I fuck up the accent. But Titania turns, and Oberon, who's standing there with this tray of brownies in his massive hands, is just like, what? And Titania's like, shut up. And they leave. And Christine, puts her hands on her hips. She's like, well, gosh, wasn't she just the nicest?
The shade, oh my god. I love it so much.
Would I be able to pop over to Ross?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Ross,
Yeah, what?
I have something for Morrigan, but I'm not sure if this is the right time to give it to her or if it should come after.
What is it?
A gift from LM.
Holy shit. I mean, she's right there. You can give it to her now if you want to.
I didn't want to interrupt anything, so...
Well, with Titania finally fucking off, you're not really interrupting anything.
Very fair. And then I head over to Morrigan after thanking him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's right there. Just talking to Christine at this point. Just enjoying herself. Christine's just like, oh, she was so pretty and so nice. And Morrigan is just like, she is unique, to be sure. But yeah, as you step over, Foostrak says, Mr. Wildborn.
I spoke with LM this morning. She's excited for the reascension.
But we look forward to being able to speak with them more directly again.
She gave me something for you. And I pull out the glass bead. She says that it is time for you to plant your own anchor tree in the Feywild. And I hand it over to her.
Yeah, she reaches out and she takes the bead, and you see her actually crush it between her fingers, and it suddenly blooms into the glass sphere, and then leaves behind this birch sapling with little leaf shoots starting to come out of it. And as she holds it in both her hands, you hear Ross behind her go, holy shit. And Morrigan has this look on her face like you have just handed her something incredibly precious. And she's like, oh, I didn't know that they could even make any more.
Well, she made it right in front of me. She said that she's looking forward to having the family be more complete again.
Mr. Wildborn, I don't think you realize quite the gravity of this. It is an anchor tree, but Ellen didn't make it. Senna made it.
What? She should be a corpse in the Astral Sea right now. Almost a corpse.
This is a gift from my been my sister. And you actually see tears start to form in her eyes as she's kind of cradling the sapling close. And she turns toward Ross and she says, Robin, will you look after this for me? I don't want to take it with me through the whole process. And Ross, so carefully, like more careful than you've ever seen him be, takes this sapling. And you see him sort of twist his wrist and it disappears. It's like, that's quite a fucking gift, man.
Well, I also brought something of like for me to give to you, and now it kind of seems paltry by comparison, but I know that you are a goddess of war. And war serves two great purposes: for peace and protection of those that we care about. And I produced one of the items that I went and got secretly from the party, and it is a bracelet made of steel, like the kind of steel that you would make a weapon out of. And engraved on it, it says, "For the ones we love." And it's just a mundane ass item, but I just give it to her.
And she reaches out and just as gently takes this gift. And you kind of see Ross next to her just go, all right, that's fucking cute. And she kind of chuckles and she's like, there's more to a gift than what it's made of, Mr. Wildborn. I believe this is every bit as special. And you see her actually slip it on to her wrist. And you watch it sort of form fit to the gauntlet that she wears. I think I'll make it part of my normal outfit, if you don't mind.
Not at all. I am honored. I've brought something for Ethvara as well when I run across her.
And Morrigan looks up and says, I believe she's back there in the rafters.
I'll see if I can coax her down up here in a minute.
But yeah, does anybody do y'all have anything important to do before we start this thing? Because we got 20 minutes and I need to do this.
No, I'm just giving people focaccia.
Yep.
Giving a bird a gift later.
Yep.
She made this.
So the party is underway. We're just waiting for the big show to start, basically.
Basically waiting for the full moon.
Okay.
But Morrigan kind of stays in this one spot for the evening, almost like she can't leave this circle of hazel and flowers.
Taiylor, I do have one thing I want to do.
Okay, what?
And it'll be very brief.
Okay.
And you won't actually know what some of it is.
Okay.
What is Sala's passive perception?
Sala's passive perception is 19.
Okay. I'm going to enhance ability myself for something real quick. I'm just letting you know because this involves casting spells in an ability check. Is it 19? Cool. I rolled a 21 sleight of hand. We'll come back to that later.
Cool. So, as it gets into the evening and you guys have been kind of milling around, meeting people, enjoying the fun stuff that Lord Arnulf has set out. It's more than just like a social gathering. There's actually like stuff to do as well. But as it gets into the darker part of evening, where the sun actually starts to go down in this sort of pocket plane that Hollow Mordu has been for a long time, which you have been warned Hollow Mordu is about to get much bigger. But eventually Ross gathers everybody up, and you all go into the hall of Dunbive, and you see that things have already begun to happen as the plinth that Morrigan is standing on has started to glow ever so slightly silver. And you see perched on either shoulder are her 2 crows that she keeps with her. And you can see that her white dress is kind of reflecting the glow and her armor is gleaming. And Ross steps to the front of the party and says, if I can have everybody's attention, so I'm not really much of a speaker, not really much one for speeches, but I want to say thank you to all of you who've been with us for, all this time, helping me look after my ma. I want to thank Lord Arnulf as well for keeping an eye on us and also setting up this lovely party. And thank you to the Council of the Court of Reckoning for sticking with us, or those of you who are newer joining us. And then he points to your group. He says, I would especially like to extend a thanks for yesterday to these assholes who helped us hide just a little bit longer from some pretty nasty stuff. I did some looking into it, and it looks like Baylor sent a corrupted fucking dragon after us. So, thanks, guys. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
And and he steps to the point where he's basically in front of Morrigan. He says, now, I think it's become pretty clear to those of you who've gotten to know us that my ma is real important to me. And I've been looking after her since the day she fell. And the Balin helped me hide her here in the Feywild before the dissolution, before the Demiweir closed. And we've been sort of flying under Baylor's nose this entire time. So, trust me when I say it's a big relief that my ma is finally going to get back to being stronger than me. It's not been all that easy to be, the defender and trying to keep out all the threats all these years. But tonight, we are all going to see the reascension of the goddess of war, Morrigan herself. And as of tonight, the Feywild is going to have its goddess back. So, if everybody will please take a couple steps back, this could be quite the light show. And he turns and looks up at Morrigan, who smiles down at him, and she sort of ushers him forward, and you see her take him by the face and kiss him on the forehead before he steps aside. And she looks down at the floor beneath her that has slowly begun to grow brighter and brighter silver, this plinth. And you see the flowers that have been piled around her are starting to give off their own glow in all these different colors. And you actually see some of them are starting to grow like new blossoms and shoots out of them and vines. In amongst them, you see that there are even, Noah would recognize, there's even autumn flowers in amongst the collection. And they're growing additional vines as well. She holds out either of her arms, and you see her crows sort of land on her hands. And she sort of gives them a boost as they take off. And they leave through this. There was a set of glass panes in the rooftop that have now been removed, and they take off skyward toward where the full moon is shining down into this chamber.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Can I, while all this is happening, can I keep an eye on everyone to make sure that nobody's making any like weird moves against her while she's ascending?
Sure, make a perception check.
I'm gonna give myself guidance. That's a nat 20. So that's gonna be total is 30.
Cool. Okay, I'll get back to you on that.
Okay, thank you.
But as she's still standing there with her hands outstretched, you can see her pale skin also starting to glow. And it's a very slow process, but you're watching her grow in height and watching her sort of frail frame start to fill out a little bit more. And then there's a moment where the moonlight coming down, there's like a flash over it as if something crossed the moon, and then a second one. And if you all look up, you can see that the two crows are sort of flying back and forth in these like knotwork patterns over Dunbive. And you watch as the edge of the moon starts to turn red, like a lunar eclipse is coming in. And Morrigan looks up, and you see her purple eyes start to glow and lighten as well. And then there is a sudden flash of purple light off to one side, and then green on the other, and then red, and then blue, and all of these different colors starting to flash in this chamber. And people actually like step back, like reeling back because it's so bright. And you watch the flowers begin to almost melt into each other, and they become this single flower petal covered like ring of vines that begins to grow up and encircle the ring of hazel around Morrigan. These sort of tendrils and branches reaching up, and more flashing of light. As you realize that the flashes are coming from a gathering of teeny tiny fairies that are starting to drift inward, and they latch onto this sort of writhing mass of vines and greenery and actually get inside the circle with Morrigan, and the flashes keep getting brighter and faster inside of this sort of cocoon that is forming. The crows making their knotwork patterns above, the faster and faster they fly, the faster the moon turns red and then sort of deep maroon and black as coming over the face of the entire moon. You can all smell like incense in the room, but it is soon replaced by petrichor and just the scent of leaves and grass and nature, the sort of stuff of the Feywild. And in the midst of all of this, Ross, who walked off to the side, has come back carrying a case in his arms that's currently closed, and he's just standing before this cocoon waiting. Noah, with your 30, you will notice that off to the side, not necessarily doing anything, but a little closer than maybe he should be, there is a man that has sort of like sun-darkened skin. He has pointed ears. He strikes you as Atlaran. He has blonde hair that's kind of wild and all pushed off to one side, and he's wearing this relatively colorful outfit that kind of makes him look goofy, but you know that underneath these really strange clothes, he is probably pretty muscly, pretty lean, and you can see he's got, he doesn't have weapons on him. Nobody's been allowed to bring weapons in here, really, except for a handful of people, and you guys have, because Ross let you. but you see that he has like a rapier scabbard at one side, and his hand is resting sort of on a pouch on his belt as he's just watching this process. And in amongst the crowd, you do notice that a few of the Fomorians who are on Morrigan's council, they're all kind of like looking at him confused and like looking at each other. But he's not doing anything. Though you do start to notice his lips moving.
I'm gonna walk over to him while this is happening. And I'm just gonna get right in front of him so that I'm kind of blocking his vision with her.
Yeah, and he pauses and looks down at you.
Like, hey there, what can I help you with? Are you doing okay?
Just watching the ceremony?
Yeah, are your lips okay? They're kind of doing something weird.
I have a tendency to talk to myself occasionally.
Do I notice that Noah went over there?
Probably.
Is that Hearsome?
Have you ever seen Hearsome?
Sure have.
Yep, that's him.
I make my way over there too.
Okay.
I've just got my hand like resting on my coat where my gun is.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I like to talk to myself once in a while too. What are you talking to yourself about? Is there anything fun going on?
It's rather private. Can I help you?
Yeah, I just wanted, somebody to talk to. You look like a nice guy. You look like you're doing okay, having a good time.
I would appreciate it if you'd leave me alone.
Do you mind if I stand next to you? Is that okay?
I do mind, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to stand here anyway. Do you want some focaccia? And I hand it a piece of bread.
Oh.
I see Christmas head over there. I'm going to also head over there.
Just the whole fucking party.
Well, because Noah, I'm I don't know what Noah fucking does half the time, but Christmas
Everybody's just
going over
what
there
is
concerns
Noah?
me. Yeah.
As soon as I see Hearsome, I am actually going to use sending, and I'm going to send to Hearsome.
Okay.
And I am going to say, if you're here to cause trouble, you better rethink that and take several steps backwards right now. Because we see you, and we're on to you.
Noah, you will see him stop, like he's listening to something. And you see a little grin come to his face.
When I move to the side, I'm letting him kind of still see her, but I am basically prepping myself to shoot him if need be.
Hearsome does not answer you, Christmas, but he does turn toward Noah and he says, well, it seems like none of you know how to leave well enough alone. I'm just here as an onlooker.
Insight check.
You didn't hear
insight
that,
check,
Christmas.
sure. I'll insight check.
Okay.
It's not going to be good. 15.
Oh, that's a lie. That is such a lie.
Yeah.
Even though he is known for being a very good liar, he rolled a natural one.
I'm going to reveal the gun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna, click it into place with one of those poison bullets and be like, okay, listen here, guy. Just, listen up, chief. We're gonna not cause a problem, and you're gonna go on your happy little way.
You're really going to kick out one of Morrigan's honored guests?
Yes.
Why should I be afraid of you?
You don't have to be. I mean, you cannot be afraid. You'll be dead either way. So, whatever.
You wish. Now, if you don't mind, I'm watching the show. So get the fuck out of my face.
Cool. I'm going to stay right here. Just make sure you're being good.
Well, you leave me no choice. And he doesn't do anything. His hands are visible, but he sort of leans back, and you see his head tilt down ever so slightly, almost like a nod. And there is a sudden rush of movement within the crowd. I
shoot him immediately, because I was prepping that shot.
I am going to end the stream here. But we will open next time with initiative.
Gosh darn it.
Did I get my surprise or no?
You will, yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Make sure you write that down. But yeah. Basically, a bunch of people in the crowd move in, and we'll have ourselves a little fucking snafu in the midst of Morrigan reascending.
Hey, you know what though? You know what's great about this?
What?
Hearsome can't do anything to Nolan if he's dead.
Yeah.
True.
We do also have to kill him first.
Yeah, and he is an archfey, like a major archfey.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's okay. We'll be fine.
It's like a couple steps ahead of Ancient Dragon in my book.
I mean, we did defeat a dragon. Not an ancient one, but we did defeat one.
No, you defeated an Ancient Dragon.
Oh, hey. So this guy's no problem.
Right? It'll be fine.
Well, we got something to start with a bang next time.
Literally.
Alright, so next weekend we will be pre-recording, reminder to all of you.
Oh yeah.
So that won't change the actual stream at all, but also starting next week, just FYI to everybody here, I will not be home very much, so if you need notes and shit, like, tell me now. But yeah, we're almost done with the Feywild arc. It's gonna be great. We're gonna get Lorcan back, maybe.
Yay! Maybe. No, we will.
Yeah. Let me grab my outro thingy. So thank you.
You know who's in this crowd, you guys?
What?
Christine Borago.
She is.
Yep. She's
I'm
getting
so
who's
ready
gonna
to
pitch
see
a
her.
huge. Oh, she's gonna pitch a fucking fit.
Yeah, I'm so ready to see her limit break. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, she just bravers some asshole.
Yes.
But yeah, thank you everybody for joining us. You can catch us on Twitch 11 a.m. Eastern on Saturdays and see our VODs and podcasts the following Wednesdays when I actually remember to post them. You can also catch those on YouTube, Spotify, other podcast platforms. Like I said, we will be pre-recording next week. That won't really affect watchers. But then on August 6th, we do not have a stream. I will have an updated August schedule soonish. But otherwise, thanks. We appreciate you being here. And we'll see you next time.
2 combats over the course of 3 sessions. That's
I know,
that's a new high for us.
Right.
Who knows how long it'll be, though. But yeah, see you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.